gentlemen, welcome back to the Turf Talk Podcast. It is episode 25, and I am your host, Gabe Down, and joining me... Did I say down?
I heard down, but...
Do we keep that in?
I think you said it right.
It is your host, Gabe Down. I swear I said down.
I love Gabe Down.
It is your host, Gabe Down, and joining me are my two ghosts, Nick Walters, a.k.a. Big Wop,
Yes, sir.
and Dom Capuano himself.
I just did the cringiest...
You've been on that energy tonight, so I mean it's fine. I respect it. You want to bring that to the show? Bring it to the show.
That's me, guys.
I ain't got no hate here. We're on the Turf Talk Podcast, and you want to? If that's the real Dom,
Everybody erase that from your memory.
No.
Clip it.
No one needs to remember that.
Well, boys, for episode 25, we've got our very own. Actually, it's not our very own. We're reviewing Mock the Mock, if you will. Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft 3.0 came out last week and a half ago. Nick, I know he's not your favorite analyst, but
I think it's ridiculous.
it is what we've been given. Yeah, but like Dom, if I'm saying it and Dom saying it, take some truth to it. A lot of mocks right now kind of replicate what we're seeing in this one.
I mean, they're all similar.
We're going to get to this.
We're going to get to it.
We're going to get to it.
We also are going to be ranking our top 10 wide receiver duos. I wanted to keep it a little bit different. None of us know each other's ranking in case one of us forgets a duo. We have a different order. I figured, the more natural, the more live, the better.
See
it
if we
looks.
can spark some good fights.
Bingo. We also have another surprise segment for our boy Dami Salami.
Whoa.
I had to use
Hey,
I had to
there's
use
a
your
nickname
nickname.
for
I wanted to
him.
throw the nickname out there. You didn't like it tonight, but I'm using it. Let's see if it gets added. If it gets picked up, we're using it.
Dami Salami.
Yes, I want to start using it. You said no, we're going to keep you boring. We're not doing that.
I want to...
Nick, what do you think?
He needs a
Anyways,
nickname.
whose surprise segment is this?
I made
it's
the
Nick's
segment for you.
and it's made for you.
Made for me.
It's made for
Yes.
you. Tailored
Great.
for you.
Great. I'm going to get thrown to the ringer then.
No, I hope you're excited. Be confident. Be ready.
I'm confident and ready.
Your face is not showing that
Yeah,
energy.
you're not radiating.
You're not.
the
Yeah, you're not. You're
confidence.
not
Oh.
beaming with confidence right now.
I'm beaming. Absolutely radiating it.
That nickname I just gave you. You need to use that energy.
Dami Salami.
Okay, you added the voice.
Clip that. Clip that.
Told you, it's a different energy tonight with Dom. But regardless, surprise segment. You'll see it when we get to it.
Okay.
And without further ado, Dom, take it away.
So, we brushed up on this a little bit last week, but NFL Red Zone host Scott Hansen will be the new in-game voice for EA Sports in Madden 26.
Did we?
Well,
No,
talked
we just
about
talked
Scott
about Red
Hansen.
Zone. Like,
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
we
like,
didn't
this
talk
is
about
old.
this.
Yeah.
You scared me. I always
No,
surf
no.
out new news. Did I put something old?
No, this is new news. This
Okay,
is new news.
okay.
And I think this is amazing
This is
because
W.
Madden
Badass.
25 commentary was ass.
This is
don't
Dom.
know.
Dom was a hater of Kate something, whatever her
Kate
name
Scott.
was. Kate
Well,
Scott.
it
Brock
just,
Heward.
just like radiates my brain. Like it just like
Bro,
rattles my
I couldn't
head.
play Madden with this kid without him complaining the entire game. Can
Yeah,
you turn
but
the commentary
even like the
off?
Greg Olson comment, it's just like them
No,
saying
Greg
the
Olson
exact
and Mike Tirico
No,
are good.
that one was good.
Yeah.
That
And
felt
Charles
natural.
Davis and Brandon Gaudin are
Yeah,
good.
but they don't like say enough.
I like Charles Davis. I don't like Brandon Gaudin.
I feel like they say the same three things over and over again.
Well, it's a video game.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but like Madden 23 had better commentary.
It was just
I
Charles
know.
Davis and Brandon Gaudin. No, it's
Yeah.
not. No, but if we want to go back and get, down to it, I think Madden 25 was the last one with Jim Nance and someone else. Who else was
Madden
in
16 with
it?
Jim Nance and
16?
Phil Sims.
That was the best commentary aside from having John
100%.
Madden.
I still play that game to this day.
Madden 26. Wait. Madden
16.
16. Yeah, that's my favorite Madden because that's when Marshawn Lynch and Russell Wilson were on the Seahawks.
That is the
Oh, it
only
was
Madden they were
amazing.
together ever. Believe it or not.
That's the entire reason you like that Madden.
I love
That's
that
the last
Madden. Well, it's Odell
Madden
Beckham
Peyton
Jr.
Manning
with
was
the
in,
with the
bro.
one hand.
This is
Well,
true.
regardless of the fact,
He doesn't even play 15 with Richard Sherman on the
If
cover.
there's a new voice to be added to Madden, it's this. It is
Yeah, it
this.
needs to be Scott
And
Hansen.
I love it. I'm glad it's happening. It makes me more excited to spend $70 on a video
I'm
game.
curious if he'll be by himself or with somebody else.
better
Like, how
be
does
with
There's
that
got to
work?
be a second person, but my question is, like you just said, who is it? Is Charles Davis going to continue, but he's the new guest or the new
Right,
voice
then what
of
happens
it?
to Brandon Gaudin? Does he just like
Fall off the face of the earth.
I mean, when
he
you
has a
look,
contract?
when you look him up, he covers college football, but I've never seen him on live TV. Charles Davis, you see on draft night, you see
Oh, you see him
everywhere.
constantly.
You see him
yeah.
everywhere.
He's on CBS, I think.
He is a legit and great, might I add, announcer.
Yeah, he's a very good commentator.
Brandon Gaudin, on the other hand, it's just not my flavor. It's not what I like to hear. It's not
He's
very tone
He's
that I go
very
with.
monotone,
Yeah.
like
But in its own way.
generic.
He's literally a meme on TikTok. When certain things go a
Is
certain
he?
way, they use the audio of his announcements.
because his Madden announcements are just like vanilla,
Yeah,
generic things you can use for
throw a
anything.
3-yard touchdown, and he's like touchdown. It's like it's just
He
it's
doesn't
like-
say the name. He doesn't say the
Yeah,
team.
it's
He
just
doesn't say
generic.
anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a big improvement. It's
Yeah.
not huge to football. It's to the video game community, but hey,
I mean, Madden's
football.
been awful for years.
I think that's a collective.
So
Yeah.
any
Everyone agrees
little
with that.
thing we can do to make it better.
Yeah, it's a start. I mean, you're still gonna have people who hate EA and want a 2K version of Madden,
Which
or
is
football.
100% valid.
Yeah,
I'm one
completely.
of them.
Yeah, I mean the ESPN football back then, we never got to see the new variation of what that was going to become.
Bro,
So
with all the mods they're doing, it's a better game than
I know when
Madden
you see all the
25.
equipment mods on TikTok, it makes you wonder why am I playing the console version or playing it at all.
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna go buy a PS2 and get.
I
that
didn't
game.
know that new gen and old gen Madden was a thing until I.
Oh yeah, they're
bought-
totally
yeah.
this
different.
kid was playing old gen
I'm playing
Forever.
and I
Yeah.
kept telling him get in. He's like, no. He gets
I'm like,
it.
oh, it's the same game.
The
It's the same
first
game. I'm
thing
not
he
paying for that.
texts the group chat.
It is
so different.
drastic.
It's
Yeah.
so different. Well, I know because I was playing on
At my
yours.
house,
Yeah,
yeah.
before I was aware of new gen and old gen.
Yeah.
I have
Even
a
like-
PS4, so I put my new disc in there, and I'm like, wait, why is this just Madden 20? Just
new
Yeah,
roster.
it's just like
new rosters. And
Copy
then I
and
looked
paste.
it up,
Copy
and
and
I'm
paste.
like, are you kidding me? I just spent $50 on a game for it to be the same game I was just playing.
That's what
with
I'm saying.
updated
People-
rosters?
even like watching the YouTube videos of other people playing like the new gen, you don't get
like new
you don't
gen,
get
you
it.
don't even get the new kickoff. You're
Well,
same
old
old
gen,
kick,
yeah.
old gen, yeah, old
That's
gen,
what I'm
same
saying.
old
If people
kickoff.
complain about, when consoles come out, you unfortunately you got to upgrade. People are like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Well,
but I
that's
refuse to believe that my PS4 can't run new gen. Like it can't be that.
It can't.
I-
Honestly,
it-
that game is so much more advanced than the old gen. I don't think the PS4
I mean,
can
Dom, the
handle it.
load time is virtually nothing.
It's unbelievable. Like actually, from the time you hit like go to the time it's fully loaded up,
The
is,
load bar doesn't have no
like,
time to say all the little
it's
things it has.
less than 5 seconds.
Because in Madden, when the loading bar goes, it's like saying set hut, ready, or some shit like that. It
Like
has, a
old
whole
gen, you're
script.
sitting there for like 25 minutes.
I could
while it
open up a
goes through all
TikTok
the-
video, a YouTube video, and watch that before the game
Yeah.
loads.
That
yeah.
was one of the things I was like thrown off by because I like opened up my phone out of habit and like started scrolling through Instagram
Yeah.
and it's already there. I'm like,
Like, oh,
Okay.
game started.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm already down
So
7
wait,
nothing.
you still don't have current, or you still don't have next gen?
I'm still on old gen because I have a
Okay.
PS4,
You
but I
need-
plan
you need-
on getting a PS5.
It's drastic.
Get the Xbox.
yeah, but I can't because I already
I
have all
used to
my
have
discs.
Get a
PlayStation. I still
PlayStation.
have
Get a
PlayStation. I
PlayStation.
still have PlayStation, but I have the Xbox Series X, and I love it.
I'm a PlayStation.
I haven't
person
used
over
my
Xbox.
Xbox
in like
Even
6
even the
months, so.
PlayStation controllers are so much better than
Exactly.
That's my
Xbox
hot
is
take of
terrible.
the day.
I used to think the same
Xbox
thing.
controllers are not ergonomic for my
No,
hands.
I
They
used to
cramp
say-
the
they're
fuck
not.
out of my
I used to say
fingers.
the same thing. I don't know. My hands fit better in an Xbox controller.
They do
than
not.
a PlayStation.
The symmetry of a PlayStation controller is
Yeah,
so much
it's
better.
the same on the left as it is
Yeah.
on the right. Xbox is like it's like a
yeah,
square.
it's like this.
I feel like
It's
my
like a
hands
square.
Yeah.
conform to the controller better. I don't
They
know.
don't.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
You're just wrong.
I'm just,
No,
and I hate the buttons
my
on the
hands are
Xbox.
the
Your
same as everyone
opinion is
else's.
wrong.
My hands are the same as everyone else's. I should be on PlayStation. I'm sorry. Xbox.
you should be on PlayStation.
Get a new console.
Thank God we have like cross-gen abilities to play against each other.
I'm sure I could get a controller for a PlayStation that is the Xbox controller. There's got to be some way of doing that.
Some way of connecting a PlayStation.
But I'm gonna
What is
stick,
an A button for?
But I'm gonna stick with my.
That's stupid. And why?
That's the same thing as asking why there's triangle, circle, square.
It
That's
just
so
makes
much better.
sense.
Yeah. Like
It
think of
just makes more sense.
from when you're a baby, you start by putting the square hole in the square peg in the square hole. So now you move on to
And then
PlayStation. you have a
believe it
square
or not,
button.
all the shapes fit into the square.
controller
Yeah.
has nothing to do with holes or the shapes.
Yes,
of
it
them.
does.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
does,
does
though.
because you're more familiar with the shapes than you are with the letters.
Yeah.
Like from an earlier age. So you're just
Yeah,
like
I'm
you
like,
can
oh,
memorize
square.
them
I know
better.
where that is.
Buddy, when I pick up a play, I'm the only
Like, what
one
the
that I've
fuck's an
noticed this.
A?
No, I've noticed this with you. When this kid plays my house, he's always like, I can't figure the controller. Buddy, it's the same button. It's the same spot.
Yeah, but
You have-
Yeah, but
you
it's
have
like
up-
different.
yeah,
It's
it's
like
different.
You have
It's just
up,
different.
down,
Yeah.
left, and right.
No, it's
get,
just
get it
different.
figured
It's
out.
just
You
different.
have
It's
two
like
analog sticks.
It's like
and
Spanish
4
and
main
English.
buttons.
It's like I go
No,
over and try to
exactly.
play on an Xbox. It's like Spanish all of a
Like
sudden.
I
I'm
can
like, what the heck?
understand Spanish, but I'm not going to be able to regurgitate
that-
it back to you.
I'm not regurgitating anything, but I don't understand Spanish.
No,
so.
you are. You're regurgitating bullshit. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right, that's news piece number 1.
Yeah,
guys.
Okay.
Damn, that did not require any need of debate.
This is turf talk off the field. This
No,
is
I don't
the
know.
idea it was based on.
This is what it should have been, but we haven't gotten that far yet. I mean, we still have the whole
We're not
summer to do
we're
it.
not
We
too
still
far
have
into the
whole-
off season yet.
Yeah, we still have a whole summer to do it, but we're
Okay.
chill.
Moving on, we got the New England Patriots are trading second-year QB Joe Milton and a 7th-round pick to the Dallas Cowboys for a 5th-round pick. And the Patriots had received multiple offers, but decided to agree with the Cowboys due to Milton's request.
This is Super Bowl caliber move. Right?
I hate
Joe
it.
Milton is going to lead them to the
He's
promised
probably
land.
going to start over Dak Prescott.
I hate it. I mean, that's my thing. Is like, why?
He sucks.
Let me take a deep breath. The whole stop. While your head. The whole argument here is that he wanted out because he felt that he was the QB1 and was going to give Drake May a run for his money
Which
this
is
offseason.
bonkers. Drake May
So-
is not great either. But
So what it sounds like is Milton's request is send me to the Cowboys for whatever reason. Maybe it's a hometown, maybe it's not. We don't know. But you go to a team that has a quarterback under contract for the next 5 years, making the most money in the league. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because if the rumors were true, Dak would have been traded to the Browns like it came out a month or two ago. That did not happen.
Nope.
So you think Joe Milton's going to be the guy to do that?
No, they're not going to bench Dak, who's the highest paid quarterback
For
in the league.
trash
Pay him all that money to
quarterback.
sit on the ground.
Who
It's
played
not
one
even
game
trash.
against third
Joe
stringers.
Milton
That's
is
a whole
not
other
that
argument.
bad.
That's a whole other
He
argument.
played one game against third stringers and looked
So how can we call him trash?
because
we
he
don't
looked
know what he's
against
capable of.
third stringers.
But the thing is, it's Milton who wanted to go there.
I want you to understand that you're the same guy who claims that Will Levis is worthy of playing football.
A lot
He
of
is.
people agreed with him. A concerning amount
Exactly.
of people agreed with
Exactly. Y'all are casuals.
him.
You think I can't?
We're not
can't
going
do
back
it.
to that.
I can't do it. How can you sit there?
I would
We're not going
start
back
Will
to it.
Levis
We're
over
not.
a lot of players.
I'm going to
in the NFL.
lose brain cells if I listen to him say anything else. So
I
we're
don't
going
agree
to
with him on a
focus
lot,
back.
but he agrees with me on it.
We're going to focus back,
Casuals.
and we're going to say that this trade is bullshit, and Joe Milton,
I just
don't know
don't
what
get
you're
it.
thinking.
Like, don't you want to go to a team where there's a legitimate scenario where you beat out the current quarterback?
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
they
you
have
the
such a good
Titans,
owner.
You have a ton of teams.
I don't know. This one was odd to me. The second it was sent to the group chat and the news
It's-
popped
I
up,
thought he was
Wow.
kidding.
Yeah, so did I. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in class and I see the notification. I'm like, this has got to be a joke. Nope, it's real.
Well,
But whatever.
next
It's
up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs have re-signed safety Mike Edwards to a 1-year deal.
Big
Cool.
whop.
I mean, yeah, whatever. Take
Cool.
back your players. I don't care.
And
To be honest
Lions
with you.
running back Jameer Gibbs has switched his number from 26 to
Why?
0.
This is absolutely ridiculous.
Why? You looked good in 26.
Yeah,
It's a legit
exactly,
running back
exactly.
number.
0. It's a linebacker.
It looks good on
number.
certain players.
It's a
That's it.
linebacker number.
Just why I feel bad for the people who bought his jersey.
He don't
I
care.
mean, you can still wear it.
Yeah, you can still wear. I mean, it still says Gibbs on it. It's still the same team. It's just.
Like when Von Miller comes back, I'll buy an old style.
But what I'm saying is, I want in
He
the
didn't
new
even
one.
comment on it.
Yeah, I want in the new one, but no, that's not happened yet. What I want is to see him wear a number that he has been
Looks
successful
good
in that
in.
looks
Yeah.
like his position.
Yeah.
When you see Jameer Gibbs, you're like, oh, 26 fits
Like
him.
there aren't many running backs that wear 0. Like DeAndre Swift wore it with the Eagles.
And I didn't care for it.
No, it looked terrible. I think he's the only running back that
And he
wore
wears
0.
he doesn't wear 0 now.
No, he wears
number
like 7.
4.
Yeah, or
Number
4. I think 4.
Yeah. I don't know. It's bizarre
It's
to me,
stupid.
but it's I'm not here to comment. I'm not the equipment guy.
I mean,
so-
that is kind of our job.
Yeah, it is true. You are right.
We kind of have to comment on everything.
I can comment. So Jameer Gibbs, go back to 26.
Yeah, Jameer Gibbs.
Case
What's wrong
closed.
with you?
Case closed.
CTE.
Wow.
Damn.
I was willing to have you on the show, but I guess not anymore.
Oh,
just
you
threw
can get on the
shots.
show.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to talk to you though.
Debate Nick
He
yourself.
doesn't have to talk to me. I'll be playing with my PlayStation controller.
You just want to sit in the corner and observe.
I'll be looking at my shapes.
Nick's going to be hitting the box. He's going to be like, box,
Square.
triangle.
Interception.
You got to hold triangle, though. Perfect timing.
Yeah, you got a bullet pass.
Yeah.
With skill-based passing, bro.
Oh, we're back on the Madden talk.
Oh,
Yeah, this
okay.
guy-
It's different.
This
It's
kid couldn't
different.
figure it out. Yeah, he texted
I
me.
was
He's
like, what is going on? I have like a progress
yeah.
bar when I'm trying to throw
he's
the
just
ball.
like a real pro quarterback. He's like, I don't know what to do.
I'm by habit like holding the joystick when I'm
Every
scrambling
pass
as
is a bullet
quarterback, so
pass.
every single one of my passes veers off to the right because that's the
Exactly.
way I'm holding
Exactly.
the joystick. I just got to get used to it. I play.
I've been
Legends
playing
still.
PS4 for 8 years.
Keyword: skill-based passing.
I have no skill.
Hate to. Thank
I
you.
play on rookie mode.
Thank you.
I play on
blow
old
teams
gen.
out like 85-0.
Yeah,
That's how I.
Wow.
Nick, that's Nick's fun. Playing
was the
Madden on
score.
rookie mode.
If I'm not blowing people out, bro, it's not fun.
That was the score every time he played me. I whipped.
Yeah,
Tom's
'cause I
ass
would
Me and
win
you
every
gotta
time.
play. Me and you
I
gotta
want
play.
to. I want to.
Can we
That
go
Right
like
now.
3 players?
Let's go upstairs. Let's cut the show.
cut the show. Screw it. Yeah, we're done. Let's go upstairs and play Broncos versus Broncos.
Hey, that'll be a true test of who's better. It's the same
Who
roster.
knows their team the best?
I'm gonna start Zach Wilson.
Not even on the team
That's it.
anymore.
I'm putting Sean Payton at center.
No, they didn't do a roster update. Sean Payton at center would go crazy.
I know. Think who's getting by him?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Exactly.
Put Vince Wilfork in a.
Where are we going with
Okay,
this?
come on, let's
Put
go.
Vince Wilfork in a board
Hey.
drill against Sean Payton. Sean
It's
Payton's
stuck in his
winning.
mind. He can't
Football
get it out
news.
until he finishes.
Football
This is
news.
off the
This
field.
is
This is
football.
off the field.
This is
Football
football.
news.
Y'all want it off the field? Here it is.
NFL
football.
football news, not Madden.
He wants football off the field.
Talk
I'm-
about the
I'm
Cardinals.
all in. I'm
Talk
all
about
in
the
now.
Cardinals.
He wants football on the screen.
So the Cardinals have re-signed Pro Bowl tight end Trey McBride, my fantasy goat.
I don't get this. I'm not
He's
gonna
the
lie. I don't
highest
get
paid tight end in the NFL.
it. Already? Why now? Why was now the time? Do you actually want your genuine, serious thoughts? Is now?
I
the
think
time?
he deserves it.
He's
do.
great. He's fantastic. Yes.
I think
but,
now's the time.
But now?
Yeah. Because what if he goes off this year? Now
Yeah, but the tight end market's not going to get any higher. No one re-signs tight ends like that unless George Kittle's going to surprise us this offseason at some
he
point.
probably will. Honestly.
Well, you got to remember who we're talking about. It's the Cardinals. We said they're barely
Yeah, but
an
you're
NFL team
saying-
at this point.
I mean,
That's, I mean,
it came out today. Kyler Murray's their longest tenured quarterback
Yeah,
ever.
that's crazy.
Well, think about it. What's the only good quarterback that comes to mind? Carson Palmer and Kurt Warner.
And Carson Palmer wasn't that great.
Exactly.
Kurt Warner wasn't that great with them either.
Exactly.
Poverty
There's
franchise.
not a lot to go there.
Poverty franchise.
He's not that good either.
Who?
Kyler.
Yeah.
Oh, Kyle. Yeah, I'm not saying he's great, but I like
Call
him.
of Duty GOAT.
I think he's serviceable for sure.
Oh yeah, he's serviceable,
Yeah.
but he's basically just.
I know nobody likes to hear
A
this, but you got to
nerfed
take into
Lamar
account what he
Jackson.
did in college and high school.
He's like Lamar Jackson if he was like 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
Y'all be slandering Kyler too much. I like Kyler. He's just not.
I love how he
Yeah.
runs. He runs like a baby.
He was
and
like
I
a
love it.
toddler.
Yeah.
Y'all are disrespecting my boy
I'm
K1.
here for it. I'm here for
Is
it.
he going to be on the show too?
I hope so. Bro, his clip of him naming his accolades, good for him, bro. He did that. No one else has done that in Texas. The only quarterback to go undefeated. No one else has done that in the state of
Good for
Texas.
him.
You know how hard that is?
Cliff
Do
Kingsbury.
you know how many districts of football teams there are in Texas? That's the biggest state to produce the best D1 players aside from like Florida and California. Where's his Flowers at? I get he's not been the best in the NFL, but can we also take into account he's dealt with some
Yeah.
injuries?
Yeah.
He's not on the best team. Dom just said it's barely a team. So
He's got Marvin
I
Harrison.
love
here.
them being in my division.
Maserati Marv, I'm tired of the slander, bro. Give him one more year. It was his rookie season.
Why are people like
Yeah, people
out on
are
him
writing
already?
him off.
Like,
I
let's chill with
saw an
that.
article yesterday that the Cardinals are regretting not taking Malik Neighbors. Can we give the kid a chance? It's been
For
one
real.
season.
On a terrible team. Like, I
yes.
get Malik Neighbors is also on
We
a
get
terrible
it.
team, but
Malik
he's literally
Neighbors
the
was
only
special, but
target.
we've known this since day one.
Yeah.
I don't think you made the wrong selection yet.
No.
You have way too much time.
You can't decide that now.
No, we didn't make the choice on Judy until year 5. Year 4 maybe.
I made it the second we drafted him, but I'm gonna leave that for.
Well, that's because we
another
all wanted
day.
Henry Ruggs and CeeDee Lamb.
Yes, sir. Henry Ruggs and Dwayne Haskins were gonna take us to the
Oh
Super
my
Bowl.
gosh. That should have been a part of your Who Am I segment. My name is Nick, and I have false wants in players.
If I was ever a general manager of an NFL
They'd
team,
be fucked.
I would go to jail for like war crimes against the National
You
Football.
just love to pick players who are not good for community
Bro,
service.
if I had it my way, Eric Bieniemy would be the head coach, Dwayne Haskins would be the quarterback, Henry Ruggs would be wide receiver 1,
What's
running
their
back
win-loss record, Dom?
0-17.
On a good day,
They're not even going to be able to show up to
Good
the game.
season.
Except
No,
the coach.
honestly,
they'll get arrested before they get there.
I'd probably just like kidnap the whole team and put them in hiding. Like,
Every week we get a new side of Nick that's just been dark.
I've thought about this a lot.
I can tell.
We can tell.
So, anyway, moving on
There's
away
no
from
stutter
our
there.
illegal activities.
Wow.
The Raiders have agreed to a 2-year deal worth up to
Okay.
$85.5
This
million
is bullshit.
with quarterback Geno Smith.
Geno
Take
Smith-
it away.
I'll take it away,
Okay,
please.
listen. I know that $85.5 million is a lot of fucking money, but guess who offered you more money, Geno Smith? The fucking Seahawks.
Are you jealous?
No, I'm
You
not
sound
at
a little
all.
jealous.
It's
You
just
sound like
kind
you
of
wanted him.
It's bullshit because the Seahawks offered him $40 to $45 million a year, and then he goes on to not even make a counteroffer and then take $35 million a year. Like that was his
He
whole
just didn't
thing,
wanna
was
play
he
for
wanted to get
Seattle.
paid
Yeah.
more, but then got paid less.
Seattle wrote back.
Then he came out with an Instagram post that said, "I did not feel respected in Seattle." That is the biggest, as Gabe would say, crock of bullshit I have ever fucking seen, Gino. That's bullshit. The
Don't lay
Seattle
back at
community, the Seattle community raised you, literally raised you. You came from the Jets, a poverty
These are
team,
fighting words.
came to Seattle, and we remade you. We revived your career, arguably, and then you're going to say you're not respected? Bullshit.
But you weren't there in the locker room. You don't actually know what the underlying issues are.
I don't. I wasn't there in the locker room, but all I know is that Geno Smith went from shit on the Jets to an
shit on
actual
the Seahawks.
serviceable, good quarterback that led in completion percentage, respected by his team, and was all around good.
But what if he does the same thing on the
All around
Raiders?
good.
Well, we'll see.
won't.
It's time will tell. I mean, he's either going to be complete ass or he's going to be good. But I will say, if you turn out to be ass, Gino, then I guess they did right back. Because
Well, look.
that was
I'll say
bullshit.
this then. I'll say this. If he ends up being bad on the Raiders, then it was the system that created his success.
100%.
Yes, and then you can say that there's no way the Seahawks disrespected you if they revived your career and made your career even possible.
100%. Couldn't have said it better.
That's,
I'll agree
I
with you on
cannot believe he said the Seahawks disrespected him and after we revived his career.
That means that there is a chance that Dom gets to see Geno the way we've all seen him for 3 years.
Wait, everyone's seen him his entire
but
career.
you cannot say that when Geno was on the Seahawks, he was that bad of a quarterback.
I have said
because
it.
I
It's on
was.
record.
have said it and I believe it.
But I believe that when Geno
You know what
was
the difference is? You were going with what the numbers say and what the paper says. We're going for what we
Exactly.
see, and our eyes aren't lying. We see
Stat sheet
bullshit. We
warrior.
see through him.
yeah, I saw a very high
I see what a lot of defenses
red
made
zone
of him.
turnovers and stuff like that, but
You
also
can throw a perfect ball. You can have great accuracy all you want. You can load the stat sheet. When you're not translating to the touchdowns in the win column, I don't give a shit.
I
what
can
you've
agree
done.
with you here that he was not our quarterback and he was not going to take us to the
That's all?
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I can agree
there you
with
go.
that. But you can also agree with me that he was not as bad as you guys put him out.
All
No,
right,
no, no.
Well, let me ask you
Go
this.
for it, and then I'll. Yeah.
In our game, week 1,
Okay.
who kickstarted your offense? Who kickstarted the game for the Seahawks?
Kenneth Walker.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
He went off
He
for like
doesn't even know.
65 yards in the
I don't.
second quarter to third and fourth.
Yeah, that super long touchdown,
Yeah.
like right after halftime.
And then one after another. It was
it
just
certainly
big run,
wasn't
big run.
Geno Smith.
Nope.
He didn't
No.
do anything.
First play of the game, sack. Second play, pick. Then a safety. Then another safety.
I can also
The
say
first
that
4 drives were turnovers or points scored by the defense on our team.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf was horrendously underutilized. by
Oh,
him.
I thought, yeah.
I thought he was going somewhere else. I was like, there's no way.
No. Geno Smith horrifically underutilized DK Metcalf.
Now, here's what I'll say back to your comment, though, about what you guys can't say that Geno was that bad. Here's what I'll give you. I don't think Geno was great. I don't think he was terrible. I don't think he was the guy, but I think he was what you needed and
was
what
the
you could
definition
get
of
for that period
Well,
of time.
you got to think about we lost K9 after a couple games. He was out
You
basically,
basically
the whole
lost in the
season.
entire. Yeah.
Yes, Zach Charbonnet is a very good running back too, but after all, he is a running
Yes, but
back
he
too.
cannot be the. Yes, he cannot be the
Yeah.
the premier back.
We need
Yeah.
two. We need two, and K9 leads it. By the way, those trade acquisitions, that's bullshit. Put it away. The Raiders are not getting Kenneth Walker. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was
I think Pete Carroll just wants to bring Seattle to Las
literally
Vegas.
like
That's all it is.
It's gonna
Just
be.
sign Tyler Lockett
It's
already.
comfort.
The
Yeah,
Seattle
just get it
Raiders.
over with. It's comfort. He wants to have the same faces.
He's
He
going
got
to
his-
trade for Russell Wilson.
All it is he got his job back, and now he's going to bring familiar faces
Yeah.
because all he can do
Because
is
he has to rebuild from the start, so he's going to bring in his own guys.
It's not even rebuild. He just has to last 3 years with a 7-10 record.
Yeah, just don't get fired.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Either way, you're getting your money guaranteed, so it doesn't matter. But for
That's
him, that's
true.
the way he's looking at it.
I said what I had to say.
Fair
I'm
enough.
happy we have Sam
Fair enough.
Darnold.
I agree with everything you had to say.
Happy we have
Well,
Sam
now
Darnold.
you're
That,
getting Dom
you
off.
turned a corner
Yeah.
there.
Me, on the other hand, I
You
stayed on
lost
the
me.
I stayed on the same shoe with you. I think Sam Darnold. I'm ready to see
If
this
Sam
goes.
Darnold plays like how he did for the Vikings, I think we can go to the promised land.
I don't know about Promised Land, but I think he's definitely going to get you to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean that's an improvement from last season.
I agree.
Okay, so Nick, take it away.
Absolutely. So, moving on with our favorite quarterbacks. The Chicago Bears have agreed to a 1-year, $3 million deal with Broncos legend Case Keenum.
The only thing he did was beat Seattle in Week 1. Other than that, man, I don't know what else he did for
I
Denver.
love Case Keenum. And let
I
me tell you
wanted to.
why.
I wanted to.
Because
Tell me
when
why.
we signed him from the Minnesota Vikings,
After that amazing
I was
offseason. I mean,
over the
playoffs.
moon.
Yeah.
Over the moon excited. We were going to win the Super Bowl. Philip Lindsay broke out, right? We had Emmanuel Sanders still.
Yep,
I think we
and-
traded
and-
DT that year.
We still had Court. Court was
Yeah, he
there.
was a
We had
rookie.
DT till like what, Week 2, Week 3?
It was a little later than that when we traded him to the Texans.
Yeah.
But that team still had Von Miller, Chris Harris Jr. I think they hadn't traded Akeem Talib yet.
No,
that
we
might
didn't-
have
we
been
didn't
his first
have
year
him.
with the
We didn't have
Rams.
him. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Either way, it was still a very, very good defense.
It was a sign of like,
With
okay, maybe
a-
we're back in talks.
good quarterback
Yeah.
that was a game manager, similar to Peyton Manning was in
We
his
had just
final year.
drafted young receivers. We had Bradley Chubb coming on to
It was
the
Vance
defense.
Joseph.
Yeah, it was.
Young head coach. Maybe he'll turn the corner his second year.
yeah, we're getting a
did
playoff
not.
proven quarterback, and that did not happen.
He did not turn.
But
the
what I
corner
will
his
say
second
for Case Keenum and why he's getting this job is because of what he's done in Buffalo the last few years. He's a great mentor. He's a great guy for the locker room. I mean, you can't go wrong with him as a backup quarterback. He's serviceable.
year. I got
And
to
he's
see him
probably-
live and in person at the Hall of Fame game this
He's
year.
probably one of the best backups to offer right now in the league, anyways. So, not only
No.
that, there's probably another signing just to do with Caleb's development. It's
Yeah.
stability.
Yeah.
You want
You
to get
need
a
a
stable
veteran.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like teaching. He's teaching his ways to Caleb.
Well, you see them bringing in a lot of veterans now to like the quarterback
Yeah.
they just brought
Yeah.
in, and just to help them develop. And I mean, I'm with it.
Maybe teach him
for
how to
it.
watch film.
Yeah,
That's
Watch
not
them
Caleb's
with him.
fault. There was no
Yeah.
coaches.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think
But
that's
that
Caleb's
was
fault.
insane.
No, I'm not blaming Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb had no
Putting the
resources.
team around him.
And that's like being a freshman on campus in college. What the hell do you do? I don't have any
Right,
resources.
you can't
Where do I go?
make your
Someone's-
own resources.
Yeah, someone's got to help him.
Yeah, I don't blame Caleb for
He
anything.
can't
No,
do it
100%.
himself.
That's
Yeah.
not his fault.
Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
I'm good.
Moving on to my last piece of news, the Dolphins left tackle Teron Armstead has announced his retirement from football after 12 seasons.
We already knew it was coming.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
Right.
mean, he was like deciding this whole time.
We'd
When
been- we-
somebody's deciding, they're done.
We had known for 2 months maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been in the works for a while now, I feel like. That's why when I read it, I was like, okay, so not just official, it's pen and paper at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Well, going back to the Raiders theme, Nick, you're going to have to really elaborate on this one because I can't wrap my head around what your thoughts are. And Dom, I can't wait to hear what you have to think. The Las Vegas Raiders have released cornerback Jack Jones, formerly known as the Patriots cornerback. And Nick texted me the second this news dropped that he wants the Denver Broncos to sign him.
He is a Bronco.
You want a guy who's had gun charges, off the field problems.
Yes.
And
We need a guy that's kind of crazy to lead this locker room. To lead this defense. Listen, hear me out.
I'm trying to.
Our whole defense is so calm, right? Like Pat Surtain, best cornerback in the league, love the guy, but he doesn't talk trash.
He's got no chip on his shoulder.
We need like an enforcer.
You want
right?
to keep Talib.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need someone to rip the chains off receivers' necks. We need like
You want a Tupac-esque
hard-hitting,
cornerback
like
to walk on the
crazy, like
West Coast style.
yeah.
Basically,
Tupac.
We need like pulling up the pants before you put them up kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Takeem literally came onto the field and dressed like Tupac.
Yeah,
Bro looked like
exactly.
a West Coast rapper trying to play some football.
We need a guy like that.
God, I miss that secondary so bad.
And if Sean Payton could like just reel
But I
him
don't
in
think Jack
a little
Jones
bit,
is that guy.
A little bit.
I don't think Jack
Who
Jones
else
is that guy.
There's nobody else available
But
that's going to do that for you.
Exactly. I think
Because we need another corner, right? Because Riley Moss isn't going to do that.
Yeah,
you think Riley Moss is intimidating people?
No. No, he's not. He's not. But what I will say is that Riley Moss has definitely turned the page on haters. He's definitely taken a step.
100%. He's a better cornerback.
We had
but
that
he's not.
clip.
He's not crazy.
We don't know that yet.
He doesn't have the CTE.
We don't,
His
what do you
brain
mean?
isn't a liquid.
Whoa. Backtrack. Bucks game or the week before in the Seahawks locker room, he said that it was time to get like aggressive or something.
Sure.
Following week, we see him just ball hawk after play after play, going after it.
His play is, but he's not like fighting people on the field. Like he's not getting into fist fights, like fist to helmet.
Why are we
like,
promoting?
Why are we
this?
promoting? Yeah.
Because listen, we need an enforcer. We need somebody
what I will
that
say
guys
this-
have to look out for. Like, I better look out. Like,
I hear
take
you.
your attention off the ball because
you
he
want
might come
to
and
keep
hit me.
Talib, K-Jack. You want the old style no-fly zone.
K-Jack, he was
I
getting
get that.
suspended every time he walked on the field.
And we were actively losing money for that.
And I loved him. I'm gonna get his jersey someday.
Nick, we were actively losing
I
money.
don't care.
And we were having
don't
we were
care.
having a nobody play because of it.
I don't care.
But what I will tell you this, I will tell you this: our league is not like that anymore. We don't
don't
have
care.
we don't have
Get him
badass.
suspended.
They can't do.
We don't
that.
have Richard Shermans anymore. We
not?
don't have Darius Stewarts. We don't have TJ. We
need
don't have
it.
Cam
And this
Chancellor.
guy
We
could
don't
be
have
it.
those
This guy
style
could
of
be
players.
it. He came
Why
from
do
the
you-
Raiders. He's already like
Why do you-
crazy. He's
No.
a criminal. That's what the Raiders
He was a
do.
criminal in New England.
Exactly. That's why the New England cut him.
somebody quote
Because
that.
he was
Somebody
like
quote that.
smuggling guns to
We
him.
don't have the Richard Shermans of the
a
world. We don't have the
criminal.
Darrell
That's what the
Reeveses of the
Raiders
world.
do.
We don't even have the Ray Lewises of the world. That's not what the league is. We don't have kids coming here. And you know what we have kids now doing? Pointing guns at the sky and at the fans.
Ray
That
Lewis
is the
killed
closest-
somebody.
That is a
Ray Lewis is a cold-blooded-
We don't know that.
Yes, we do.
We
I
don't
was
know
there.
that.
I was there.
It's not.
Ray Lewis,
it's
you're a
not
murderer.
official. We're getting
I'm not
canceled.
afraid of you, Ray
We're getting
Lewis.
canceled.
I'm not afraid of
We're
you.
getting canceled.
Come after me, bro.
Don't come after the studio.
Come right
Wow,
here.
this
I'll
took a
tell you
turn.
the address.
He's a killer. That's what the Raiders.
For the
are
first time ever, I need you to be an enforcer and step in. Please interject.
Nick.
What?
I
What?
wish I could agree with you. I wish I could.
Listen.
No,
No,
shut
no,
up.
no,
listen.
Shut up.
What
shut up.
do you
Let me
disagree
talk.
with?
Let me talk.
No.
I wish I could agree with you, but as Gabe said, that's not. We can't. It's
Why?
not a thing because
Give
with
me a
how the
reason.
league works and just the
That's
television.
not
It's
a reason.
generational.
That's not a reason.
Yeah.
No, because what's the worst
I
that's
would
going
love
to
to
happen?
see it. I think it would make a very
He
entertaining
gets
football
suspended.
game.
Big whoop. Now we're back to where we are right now.
Yeah, but you're still paying him.
Yes, exactly.
Who cares?
Exactly.
Give him a minimum. Who's going to sign this
Exactly.
guy?
Your salary
Nobody.
cap.
No, we don't have any
Okay,
money.
okay. If you
But-
can get
but-
him for the league minimum, I see no
No,
issue.
no, no,
with
no,
that.
no.
Exactly.
I do
That's
see an
what
issue. I do see an
Unless
Oh, you said
it
it.
brings locker room
Yes,
drama.
exactly. Well, I mean,
No,
like,
what locker room
Nick-
drama does this guy have? He's
Nick,
not like a
if he
thug.
starts threatening his
he
other players
starts
and stuff.
issues off the field. He has gun charges. He hasn't shown
No,
up to
who cares?
practice.
Who cares?
Oh my
Who cares?
God.
You don't need to practice.
You know,
Your
Will
whole
cares-
job is to
what
be
Will
dirty.
cares when he brings any of those possessions onto our campus of play.
We have
don't
Sean
need
Payton.
that.
We have Sean
What
Payton.
is Sean Payton going to
You
do?
think Antonio Pierce
you
is
think
going
he's
to
going
hold this
to
guy
flash
back?
the Jays and the guy's going to back down?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. You could
Hey,
easily
club dub in the
you
locker
could
room, bro?
easily- Yeah.
He's gonna-
You like
Weed's legal in Colorado. He's going to
it's
chill right
legal
out.
everywhere. You like seeing our post game celebrations. Wait till the celebrations get amped up with this guy.
We're going to have John Morant.
There
and
ain't
Broncos
gonna be smoke machines. There's gonna be fucking Glocks going.
Hey, bro, whatever you got to do. Whatever
But
you
what
got to do.
I'm saying is you can easily solve this void by drafting young talent in the draft where we have depth. You don't need a corner
No, but
who has off the field issues.
None of those
who-
guys are going to ruin their careers
no getting
to
through
come
them.
in
There's no
and
getting
be a
through them.
dirty
So-
player.
so
Jack
move on.
Jones.
Move on.
Jack Jones is going to
Move
come
on.
in and be a
There's no-
dirty player
move
because
on.
he has
No
nothing
way.
to
Move
lose.
on.
He has nothing to lose.
He's
These
still
these
going.
morons are not listening to me, but I know the listeners are listening to me because there's nothing
They
else
have
to
no
listen
choice
to.
but to listen to you.
Exactly.
You're looking at 'em.
I'm holding you hostage right now.
Wow,
is what's
it
happening.
just keeps taking turns, Nick. Look, if you need therapy, Peyton's the guy.
I don't need no therapy.
Nationwide's on your side.
You know who's gonna need therapy? The receivers after they get hit by Jack Jones.
Oh my gosh,
Helmet
dude.
to helmet.
Have you been watching his highlights every night?
I haven't watched one highlight. Not one.
What's
But you
your-
know what? He had that pick
You
six.
just discredited your
and like his first
whole
game.
argument.
His first game with the Raiders, he had that pick six.
Okay, move on. I'm over it.
Speaking of secondaries, to go with the Broncos, since you were
here
so
we
upset
go
about it,
again.
the Broncos are signing safety Sam Franklin to a 1-year deal who will provide a massive role on the special team side of the ball.
He was a captain for the Panthers.
Was
Yes,
he
and
shooting
he
up
led-
people too?
Nope.
Yes.
No. Whoa, wait.
Whoa.
What's that issue? There was a video today of him screaming at fans and stuff. Yeah, he was screaming at fans. Okay, there's your
Maybe
guy.
there's the enforcer.
your guy.
Let's get both of them.
Oh my God.
Imagine
You got the best of both worlds, Nick.
The
Not too
nuclear,
bad.
the nuclear bomb that's gonna go off when Jack Jones meets Sam Franklin in the locker room for the first time. These two are gonna they're gonna be practicing boxing skills, bro.
So George Pickens and DK Metcalf, basically.
Exactly. If the Steelers can do it, why can't we?
What the hell am I listening
No,
to?
because if we play the Steelers,
Are
What
you
did you
the Steelers?
What did you take before we hit record on this show? Why are you
Violence.
so amped and violent?
I have a lot of thoughts.
Back to
I have a lot
football.
of thoughts.
Ooh, get to
this
that.
is
No,
football.
No, wait, John. But back to football. The guy led for the last 3 or 4 seasons in tackles for special teams.
Yeah.
That is his role. That is his
Yeah.
reason he got signed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
I
not?
like it. I like
that's
it.
fine. That's
It's a
fine.
1-year deal anyways. You can move on from
Exactly.
after a year if he
It's
sucks.
friendly. It's team friendly. Thank you, Dom.
We
Glad we're
can
on the same
get
page.
Jack Jones for a 1-year
All right,
deal.
you're done. The Jets will use a running back by committee, quote unquote, approach that features all 3 backs on the offense. So Brees Hall, Braylon Allen, and
I don't
whoever
like
the
this.
third back
I don't
is.
like this.
But what do we
because
think? What do
They
we think?
funneled so much time and money into Brees Hall just for them to.
Oh, Michael Carter.
What I'm hearing is Brees Hall is a Bronco.
So what
Yeah,
I was gonna
literally,
say,
he did say he
So
wanted
what I
to
was
leave
gonna
it
say
down.
is, could they trade Brees Hall either during or before the draft?
In theory, this is a good idea. In theory, but when you have studs like Brees Hall that deserve
The
to be
only
getting
stud
the
on
ball,
your offense other than Garrett Wilson.
yeah, yeah, Brees Hall is amazing. I had him for fantasy, provided me amazing, and I watched him in the games he played.
Yes, but he
was
had
phenomenal.
the ACL tear just like
Yeah,
Javonte.
yes, he did. But at the end of the day, he still put up numbers.
I don't think
And
he's worth a
that's the
third
thing.
round pick.
Javonte didn't put up any numbers
But
ever.
I don't think he's worth a third round pick right now.
I do.
I would rather pick
Who
up
are we going to get in
multiple.
the third round that's better than this?
You could easily
He's
get.
young.
Name
What,
any
he's
of our
on his
last
third
third
year?
round picks that were
No,
good.
no. I'm saying this draft is perfectly set up for us to replace the running back room now without giving up capital.
Yeah. I don't say. I'm not looking at this from the Broncos perspective.
No,
I'm looking at this from the
no,
Jets.
Both.
Yes,
Cut
yes.
Jaleel.
Look, no.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get a rookie,
But-
Brees Hall, and Aldrich Estime.
Yes, but you could draft Amar and Hampton and get Cam
Yeah,
Scatterbo
but
in the
guys,
second or
guys,
third,
guys.
or go Amar and Hampton and Quinshawn. You
I
don't
don't want
go
two
either
rookies.
way.
We don't need
But
two rookies.
look at
you
it from
do.
the
You
Jets'
need to
perspective.
rebuild the running back room.
Look at it from the Jets. This isn't Broncos. This is Jets.
I agree. Let's go.
No, he's
Looking
a
at it from the Jets' perspective, you're the Jets and you want to run all 3 of your running backs. In theory, this is good to split the load and reduce fatigue and injury risk on
Yes,
these 3
yes,
players.
exactly.
However,
But-
when you have people like Brees Hall that say they want the ball and they want most of the carries,
As they deserve.
they can't do as they deserve. They can't do this
Yes, thank you.
because Brees Hall is going to be like, well, what he's doing right now. He's either going to hold out the contract that we talked about last week, or he's going to be like, I'm out of here, request a trade.
And rightfully so.
Rightfully
I
so.
would've
Yeah,
done
he
it a
deserves
long
more
time ago.
carries.
Now, the other reason why it also makes sense for the Jets that you didn't mention, so if you don't mind, I'm going to throw this bit in there.
go
You tell
for
me
it.
if you
I do
agree.
mind.
Trade Brees Hall, get capital. You have Braylon Allen, who is 20. He's not even 22 yet.
Yeah, he
Not
was
even
good.
I saw him in
yet.
person. He is huge.
He's a monster. He came from running back university at Wisconsin, bro. Utilize him, please. I was tired of watching.
Oh, he
some
wears
events.
0 too. Actually,
Yes,
there's another
and he,
running
yeah,
back
but he
that
looks
wears
good
0.
in it.
Yeah.
He looks good in it. But but no, I think that's more the reason. Not even like the whole contract situation and the future. What about the now? You have Braylon Allen and Michael Carter is a serviceable RB2.
Yeah.
You don't need Brees.
Just
right
trade
now.
Brees Hall, get some capital.
So who knows? You could probably fish out a second round pick for Brees.
Aaron Glenn has no connection to Brees Hall.
At
Like
all.
he has no
At
loyalty
all.
to him.
No. And if it doesn't fit his system, then what the hell's
Out.
a third round pick to him? That's
Exactly.
capital. That's addition.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like the way Dom took it, and I agree with it completely. Whether it's Broncos or not, the Jets win no matter what.
Yeah.
So, and then even if you get the pick, they could still pick up a running back in this year's draft
Yeah,
to
very
add
strong
to them.
running back
Right.
draft. so.
Exactly. The Colts. So this one's more on a serious side. Colts starting right tackle Braden Smith, he missed the final 4 games of last season, has been battling a mental illness and was diagnosed with crippling OCD, which has caused him to not want to play football or spend time with his wife and his newborn kid. He described it as being physically present but nowhere to be found. Thankfully, on the brighter side, he is much better now. is in good spirits and is ready to come back to playing football and prepare for the upcoming season.
Good for him.
When I saw this come out, I was like, holy shit.
Because that's like shocking.
When I read crippling OCD, I was like, what the hell is that? And at first you're like, it's OCD. What are you getting at? I went and read the whole report. Dude, the guy was suffering. He said he was minutes away from he was minutes away from wanting to play football and the next minute to put a bullet through his head.
Yeah.
And that isn't, it's one, scary, two, sad, and three, I'm just glad that it is where it's at now.
Yeah.
To admit out loud is how you know it's an issue. To say that I didn't know, I wanted to spend time with my wife and kid but couldn't, that's sad to hear.
Yeah.
And then him
You
saying,
can just imagine when he was going.
and then him to say, I didn't even want to play football anymore. Dude, that's what you worked your entire life for.
Right. These guys, presumably all the guys in the NFL love to play football.
Exactly. But I do want to end on the brighter note. Bro is preparing for the next season and is ready to come back
He's
and
back.
play.
He's back.
And I think that's
Good
no
for
better
him.
way to end the news and, keep it in a happy note. I mean, that's a hell of a story right there in itself.
Yeah.
But he hasn't even touched the field yet and is already making
Comeback
moves.
player of the year.
Dude, literally. Like, I don't care what happens from this point on. The fact that he's healthy and that after that,
That's a win in itself.
that's a win. And it's exactly.
Yeah.
You could have said it better. All right, Dom, you were not the most excited for it, but you know what? Me and Nick are, and we're gonna give the people what they want because the people like the UFL and attendance records are going up as we saw this past
sir.
week. If you didn't already know, The Rock reported it. UFL reported it. Attendance is going up. People are buying tickets. The UFL, not the NFL. The UFL is getting exciting. Football's back. It's in the spring. It's alternative. It's fun. It's exciting. So without further ado, Dom, take away our UFL Week 2 scores. What game did you have?
So the Friday, April 4th, the Birmingham Stallions played against the Michigan Panthers, and the Stallions won 21-12 in a closely contested.
I was gonna say at times close. The Stallions had it. They play good football. I mean, they're one of the top teams. I know there's not a lot of teams right now,
Yeah.
but we know who runs the league right now, and we'll get to that in a minute. All right, Nick.
All right. Moving on. Saturday, April 5th, we had the Showboats and the Defenders play, and the Defenders won 17-12.
Per usual, the defenders never lose. Jordan Taiamu, my guy, is on a whole nother level when it comes to this.
Yeah,
playing
he's
quarterback.
all right, I guess.
Whoa. In the NFL? Yeah. Here? Nah.
UFL
He may
is
not be
different.
LP, and he may not be Manny Wilkins, but he's Jordan Taiamu. All right, we get it.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Who
You
cares
ready?
about the Defenders?
Bro.
We had a bloodbath between the Houston Roughnecks and the Arlington Renegades. Battle for Texas. And my Renegades won.
What'd you say on your
11-9.
story? What?
Defense wins championships.
Yes, sir.
This entire game, neither team could get the ball moving. There was no momentum. Both offenses looked absolutely horrendous. It was awful to witness as a football fan. But great to witness as a fan
Good
of
defense, though. Good defense.
Great,
Exactly.
amazing, immaculate.
And eventually, the Renegades got that first touchdown.
You know, I will say this, Nick. I couldn't understand your approach. You never explained to me why you're a Renegades fan.
I just thought the logo looked cool.
But I will say, I was watching the game, and I'm like, yo, fuck the Chargers powder blue uniforms. This blue shade they
Exactly,
use is
exactly.
fire. Their uniforms, and I think Dom said a few weeks ago, their uniforms are insane.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I picked them.
And it's working for you so far.
And I'm invested. I'm fully invested. And
yeah, continue.
Luis Perez threw that first touchdown. Or Luis Perez. My bad.
I would say Lewis too, yeah. Shoot.
I'm Americanizing it.
Yeah, we should do that.
Bowling master, by the way. I don't know if y'all knew that.
Did not.
He's a very good bowler.
Good to know.
It was his first love before football.
Wow. Good to
Hey,
know.
this is my
I'm
team. I
enlightened.
know the stories.
I'm happy. I'm glad.
Once he threw that first touchdown, the Roughnecks came right down the field. They scored a touchdown. Now 9-11, right? This isn't like the
breaking
NFL.
it down for
This
us.
isn't like the NFL. You don't
No,
get to
it's
kick
not.
the extra point.
You do not.
You get a chance to get a 1 point if you go from the 2.
No, that's
Or the 5?
The 1 is the 1 yard line, 2 is the 2 yard
The
line.
1 is the 1 yard
yeah,
line?
Yeah, I believe so.
They opted. No, it wasn't the 2 yard line. They were further back.
You sure?
I think 2 might be the 5. But
5?
wherever they were.
Yeah, whatever.
Because they went for 2, right, to tie it. Short. He was absolutely short of the end zone, meaning the Renegades came out on top. But they got a rebuttal because in the UFL, it doesn't work like the NFL. They had a chance on 4th and 25
Like story time.
to go get the first down.
Yeah, last time it didn't go well.
They didn't get it. They did not get it.
Surprised it's
And
not
your
something
Renegades
Renegades
violent
walked
yet.
off in the sunset as winners.
Hey, no
Future
guns.
champions.
No guns or anything.
No
Nobody
guns.
got
Jack
shot?
Jones was not in attendance.
Just the king of football. The king of
The
spring.
king of spring.
King of spring. Sorry.
Put some respect on his name.
Get onto the Battle Hawk. That's
All
what
right.
I'm waiting for.
This is not your team. This
Trash
is my team.
Battlehawks.
Shut up. Sunday, April 6th, my team, the St. Louis Battlehawks, took on the San Antonio Brahmas and what we
Blue
can call
Destroyer.
and what we can call the primetime slot for UFL football. And let me just say, it was a cakewalk. Manny Wilkins, Jacob Saylor, we walked over him. Hakeem Butler has not done anything this season. We haven't even needed him yet.
Yeah.
Our premier tight end, who led the UFL last year in every category, from popularity to receiving yards to everything, has not done a single thing this year, and we don't need him to. Jacob Saylor is on a whole nother level. Manny Wilkins, who did nothing with the Green Bay Packers, is on another level right now in the UFL.
Yeah.
I would... tone back to looking down on men when you rock them, because you're gonna get flagged.
Hey, yo!
Whoa.
He just gets
Tone
up.
down and looking at men while
He
you rock
immediately
them.
gets up and taunts them. I don't know how else to word it. He immediately gets up and taunts them and looks down at them. It's like, buddy,
Don't look down on men
Like
after you rock
perfect
them.
standing over Juju.
eventually
Yeah.
you
Or
are
Juju
gonna
sitting
get
over Perfect.
eventually you're gonna get flagged. You're gonna get targeted. So let's knock it down a little bit. But Manny, I'm fucking
It's
with your
educating.
game. You're looking real good. The team's looking good, and
It
the
is.
Battlehawks are 2-0. And as of right now, in terms of
Power rankings?
in terms of power rankings and scores and stats, the Renegades and the Battlehawks run
1
the
and 2.
UFL.
1 and 2.
Run the UFL.
Renegades lead in passing yards, and I think rushing yards, but the Battlehawks have 2 and 3. Then the Renegades again, and then the Battlehawks again.
Yeah,
it's like
it was matched,
right
yeah.
neck and neck.
So if somehow we get Battlehawks Renegades, I am so excited.
We get it, week 5.
No, I mean for the championship. If
championship?
it's possible. Whew, I cannot wait. I'm loving UFL, guys. Second season in, and it's actually looking fun. My question to you guys, though, now we're on the topic, do we think they expand eventually?
They have to. If it keeps this level of success and they keep building.
Dude, the attendance this week was way, way, way up from last week.
Exactly.
So, I mean, St. Louis filled the entire bottom level of their stadium.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if
I'm
they
more than
keep
happy
the
about
same progression, I feel like you have to expand because eventually people are going to get bored.
It's true. It's true. Maybe they bring back the Seattle Sea Dragons.
That team was
Heck yeah.
fire, dude. They
I-
brought him
I-
twice. They had him once in
Ben
2020, then they
DiNucci
stopped.
was their quarterback, too, after
Yeah.
his stint with the Broncos.
Broncos
And I'm
legend
not
Ben
going to lie,
DiNucci.
yes, green and orange is a weird color combo. I loved their
I
like
think
It
it's
worked.
tough.
Philip
Yeah.
Lindsay played for them.
Dom, look up Seattle Sea Dragons. I want you to see what they looked like. 'Cause
Phillip
I think,
Lindsay played for
Philip
them.
Lindsay was their running back. Ben DiNucci was it. Josh Gordon was their wide receiver. Dude,
That
they had
team
a
was
stacked
crazy,
roster.
dude.
Yo, Seattle had a
That
stacked
team was
roster.
crazy.
Yo, they need to bring that back. UFL, The Rock.
No,
Anyone
that's
listening?
tough. That's
Why is
sick.
Josh
Yes.
Gordon not playing? right
Anyone listening? Why is Johnny Football not playing the UFL? I want to see it.
now? He was playing somewhere, wasn't he?
Yeah, he played in the fan-led league or the
yeah,
fan
he did fan-controlled league.
Fan-controlled
Yeah,
league.
yep.
Johnny Football, man, please come to the UFL. And Dwayne,
too
let's
old.
get the Seattle Sea Dragons
Dwayne.
back, please.
I hate The Rock.
Final boss, I need you to bring
I
it back.
hate The
I
Rock.
need you to
I've
bring it
hated
back.
him ever since I was a kid.
And that's fine, but we're just asking him to bring a team back.
I don't ask him for anything.
So you don't want the Seattle Sea Dragons
I'm
to
not
come back?
owing him any favors.
Dom, I'm sorry. I
What
tried
are
to
your
vouch
thoughts
for
on
you.
the Sea Dragons?
Oh yeah, did you look?
Yeah, I thought it was sick.
Yeah, I think it's tough.
I like it.
Yeah.
Shiny.
I mean, they played in the stadium, the 12s or the
the Lumen
Lumen
Field.
Field. Hey, Jinx. Dom,
We were around the
Dom
wavelength.
didn't get that for
I have
Hangman.
no idea.
All right, let's move on to the main course of the episode. We have the NFL mock draft. Daniel Jeremiah 3.0 came out about a week and a half ago, as I said at the beginning of the show. This is, as far as right now, most up to date. I wanted to go with a pretty reasonable professional mock draft, so I went with DJ. He's highly regarded. He's highly regarded right now as the #1 draft analyst. All right. I know there's Mo Kiper and there's Bucky Brooks. I mean, you feel the same way about Bucky. Brother needs to be a GM soon. Teams, please hire the guy. He's an intelligent, great guy.
Yeah.
But I think this is the great place to start. We can always do another one leading up to the draft. But this is going to be our first reviewing a mock, so mock to mock. And then the week of the draft, we're going to do our Turf Talk mock draft where we think the players will land.
Okay.
So without further ado, Dom, you have picks 1 through what, 10?
Yep.
Take it away.
So I'll call him Daniel Jeremiah DJ. We'll go
There you
DJ.
go. Yep, perfect.
Okay, so first pick that DJ is going, which is the Tennessee Titans, sit at the first spot. They're taking the senior quarterback out of Miami, Cam Ward. I agree with this pick. I think the Titans need a quarterback. Obviously, Will Levis isn't cutting it. Cam Ward or Shedeur Sander, he's the one that's kind of floating around who's going to go first. Well, I think it's going to end up being Cam Ward just because he was kind of the guy who was there first, and he's held in a little bit higher regard at the moment than I think Shedeur Sanders is.
She's got more experience.
Yeah. So I agree with the #1 going for the Tennessee Titans, a new quarterback. Someone to
Hold it
lead the
in.
team.
We'll get to it after the 10 picks are out.
Yep. So for pick number 2, we got the Cleveland Browns selecting the junior edge rusher out of Penn State, Abdul Carter. I think this with Myles Garrett can be
I was going to say that's
lethal.
ferocious.
That can be lethal. I mean, offensive lines, I feel bad for you in advance. I think for the Browns' sake, this can be really good.
Yeah.
But the Browns have to do it right. And
Knowing the Browns, they will not.
yeah, knowing the Browns, they will not. But I think Abdul Carter going to the Browns is very reasonable and logical, and I agree with it again. And next up, holding pick number 3, we got the New York Giants. And they're going to pick the Shedeur Sanders, senior quarterback out of Colorado.
Nick, you don't look happy.
I'm not happy. It's not even my team.
Yeah, for the New York.
Yeah, what are your
I don't
thoughts?
like
Malik
it.
Neighbors should request a trade now.
So
after
you're the
seeing this.
Giants. You just signed Jameis Winston. You just signed Russell Wilson. And I get you want to pick up another quarterback, but now you have what, a 4? You have Tommy
Now
DeVito
you have 3
still.
bad quarterbacks.
Okay.
4 bad quarterbacks. Yeah,
Don't
they have
say
Tommy
that.
DeVito.
Don't say that. Tommy DeVito sucks.
His old
Shador
friend,
Sanders,
Russell
we don't know
Wilson.
what he's going to turn out to be.
Trash.
Stop. We're saving.
I
it.
don't think
Trash.
I don't think he's going to get picked this high. I disagree with this pick. I also don't think he was going to get picked as low as they're originally putting him. I think he's probably a
Third-round pick at best.
No, first round definitely, mid-first round pick.
Just because of his position is why you're saying that. His position and his dad. His daddy.
Dom, continue.
So for the New York Giants, I don't think that this is good for the New York Giants. You guys need someone else. You guys need talent. You can help Malik Neighbors in the running back room. You can pick up a running back that hopefully won't end up like Saquon Barkley, winning a Super Bowl on another team. What did I do wrong? You guys are looking at each other.
No, I agree
No,
with what he said.
I said Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Or
That's
Travis
a
Hunter too.
potential, Yeah.
But speaking of Travis Hunter,
Yes,
next
perfect.
up at number 4, the New England Patriots select the junior wide receiver / cornerback out of Colorado.
I have no
Travis
clue what
Hunter.
they're going to put on the card.
Here's my hot take.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh,
If
no.
I'm the Titans, I'm taking Travis Hunter first overall.
No.
And I don't think that's
disagree.
crazy because
I
Cam
disagree.
Ward,
Well, you got to understand from
Is
his
not gonna be
perspective,
good.
he thinks that Will Levis is serviceable right now.
Yeah, but
not only that, but I don't think just taking this draft class as a glimpse, like put any team here. Cam Ward's not going to be good. Shador Sanders isn't going to be good. Now you're down to Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. I'm taking Travis Hunter because he can impact both sides of the ball. Abdul Carter is going to impact one side of the ball.
Yeah, but you're not going to impact the offensive side of
Yeah,
the
but-
ball if you don't have anyone throwing your way. I would
Yeah.
go Abdul Carter if you're going to go that
Malik
route.
Neighbors did.
No.
At least with Cam Ward, you have.
How can you make that face? He absolutely
Neighbors,
did.
Malik Neighbors, a lot of people are going to argue this. Travis Hunter is not a strong receiver. Did you see his pro day yesterday?
No.
Go watch the routes he was running and tell me what your thoughts are.
I don't care. I don't care about the routes. Jerry Jeudy was a fantastic route runner, and look what happened to him. He's trash. Trash, thrown off to the side of the road.
Look,
left to
I'm a
rot
guy
in
who
Cleveland.
actively loves Travis Hunter. I promote him to be playing both sides
He
of the ball.
needs to be the first
But
overall pick.
if you are the Tennessee Titans and you're going for pure impact of a side of the ball, I'm going Abdul Carter. Look at what Micah Parsons has done for the
That's
Cowboys.
Fine. That's fine.
What's more impactful, a defensive end or a corner?
Corner.
I know you're going to use it because PSG won the Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Exactly.
But
you just
in terms
took the words out of my mouth.
in
and put them-
terms
you're like a
of-
ventriloquist.
in terms of where the Titans sit, if you're not going to go quarterback, you've got to go Abdul Carter. Because now
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
Well,
Yeah,
looking
you
at
can't
this
hate
from
it.
the Patriots' perspective, I think this is a really good move for the
Absolutely,
Patriots.
absolutely.
They added the
they have
secondary,
Jay
you're
Bass.
adding to Gonzo, and you're also adding to Stephon Diggs. Either way, you're
Exactly.
winning.
Exactly.
Amazing. I think if this is how
Mike
it goes,
Vrabel could do wonders with this.
yeah.
I have to throw this out here now before we get over it too far ahead. I think that if the Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter are not available, and they do go 1 and 2 as you just said, because that is
They
very
definitely
well.
won't, but
It won't, but it's got to be considered because this is a draft where quarterbacks are not.
good at all. Not good at all.
They're not first round grades.
There's not going to be 6
if they were
quarterbacks
in
in the
last
first
year's
12
class,
picks.
they're third round quarterbacks, second round quarterbacks.
They're undrafted.
But assuming that Abdul Carter and Travis Hunter go picks 1 and pick 2, if I'm New England, your only task here is go whatever helps Drake May, whatever helps that offside of the ball. Now, I know you could argue Mason Graham to protect him. I don't think we do that. I think you can do that in the second or third round. I think you have to go, and I know you're not going to like this, Ashton Genty. You can get rid of Ramondre. You can easily replace that. You have to add to that side of the ball. What makes a quarterback's play that much easier? A tight end for a safety blanket and an all-pro running back.
Run game that works.
And I think that Ashton Genty can do that exactly.
And that was the issue with the Seahawks this year. I argued it time over time again. They had no run game. They had no
There was no
identity as a
safety
running back.
blanket
exactly.
for any quarterback in the
So
system.
we couldn't get the passing game going because all the linebackers just drop into coverage and play zone every play. There's no one in
Which
the
is
box.
why I also think the
do I need to
Seahawks.
clean my ears?
Which is why I also think the Seahawks could go tight end as well. What's stopping you?
y'all
going-
are tripping.
No, you go. I think the Seahawks are at a point
I
now
think-
with their offseason acquisitions. You go best player available. What does it hurt you in getting a tight end to add to Noah
they
Fant
need
to
an
be a safety
offensive
blanket?
line. He said it
Yes,
over
yes.
and
But
over
this is
and over.
such
And
a
now he's
deep-
saying the run
it's
game
such
was
a
the problem.
no,
but I'm not
no,
saying
no.
first round.
No.
They could go second round with what's his name from Bowling Green. Oh God, what is his name? I can't remember his name. The Broncos just gave him a visit today. The tight end.
Oh,
Harold. No, not Harold.
It was
Shoot.
I know who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I can't think of it. But I'm not saying
Yeah,
round
yeah,
one.
yeah.
I'm saying there's it's a deep
I think
class.
we need to pick up. I like Noah
It's
Fant,
offensive
but we
line
could
and
use
best
another
player
tight end.
available.
But
That's how it's gotta
we
go.
also need an outside receiver. We need an identity out on the edge because I hate to tell you, but Cooper Kupp and JSN are
Ignore
both
Nick.
slot receivers. They're both amazing receivers, but they both line up at the slot. So we need someone on the outside that can work from the outside and control the outside
Yes.
and work the
Yes.
perimeter.
Yes.
So that's another big thing we got to address.
This is why I love
But-
their offseason so much. They can go any route they want. Yes, you have to go offensive line, but they can also go best player available
Yeah,
for the
but
rest
you
of the
can
draft.
also pick up very good offensive line, second round, third round. They have the
It's
picks
such
to
a
do
deep
it.
class, dude.
Yeah, and as you could see by this list itself, the first offensive tackle is taken by the Jets round 7. Okay, it's kind of early.
You
but
guys have so much picks. You could trade back into the first round. You could get Colson Loveland at whatever pick you're at now. Trade back in and still get a Josh Simmons for tackle.
yeah.
So I there's so many routes this team go.
Well-
But to stay on track, I'll let you get back.
Moving
on, where
on
you're
to
at.
the pick number 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars picked the junior edge from Georgia, Jalen Walker. As if you're the Jaguars, I don't really agree with.
I
this.
like it. You gotta add depth to the. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
but they
Josh
need
Allen's not gonna
so
be there much longer.
much.
Yes, but Josh
Yeah.
Allen's not gonna be there much longer. The offense side of the ball can't get any worse. There's not much to add right here. I wouldn't reach at a wide receiver right here. You could trade
No.
back for sure, but I'm not
They
reaching
don't need
for.
one. They have Brian Thomas.
Well, just-
Yeah.
My nose is like tripping right
But
now.
I wouldn't reach.
Oh
Yeah,
my
but you could add. You
God.
got rid of Christian
That
Kirk.
burned.
But you could. You need to
Yeah,
add.
they
You
got
got
rid
rid
of
of Christian
Christian
Kirk.
Kirk. That's
So you
true.
could add to Brian Thomas, but I wouldn't reach here. I'd wait. There's plenty.
The Jaguars are in an interesting spot.
But here's why it's interesting. Josh Allen could very well be traded during this draft or after the draft. So going here now, you're adding Trayvon Walker, you're adding the defensive line, you're adding the defense side of the ball that has lacked. The offense side of the ball can still win you to get you to playoffs. We saw it 2 years ago. They've just been in a slump. They have not had any leadership or any support. So I don't hate this pick whatsoever. And we've watched Bulldog players the last 3 years shine for teams. So
Yeah, they
for
shined in the
for me,
mug shots too.
that's terrible. For me, you've been on a theme today. Like Dom said, you're in a weird spot, but this is the only route you can really go.
Yeah.
So that's where I sit with it.
Well, next up,
This one's lovely.
at number 6, Pete Carroll and the Las Vegas Raiders are going to take the junior running back out of Boise State, Ashton Genty. This one is
Boise.
a what?
Boise State. Boise.
Did I
Broncos.
say it right?
You said
Wrong?
Boise.
Boise.
Boise State.
Boise State. You know what I mean. Anyways, I said the name right. Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
Okay. I love this for the Raiders. I think this can really build up their offense. Nick's going to have an aneurysm as I say this. But for Pete Carroll, I think you got to be aggressive. You got to take someone good on offense to work with Geno Smith and basically a whole
Contain
brand new
yourself.
system. And I don't think
Contain
Ashton
yourself for
Genty,
1 second.
for the sake of this draft, I don't think Ashton Genty's going to fall this far. I think he's going to be a top 3 or 4.
New England. You think New England? Are you
Yeah.
agree with me in New England? Wait, I'm going to introduce something to you, so wait.
I see New England as a landing spot.
It's
but
gotta be
I can also
logical.
see him going for the Browns.
No.
I can see him going for
Hell
the Browns.
Number
especially
2
with the
overall.
decrease-
Hell no.
To
Wait,
a
wait,
team
wait.
with Deshaun Watson starting at quarterback right now. What is Ashton Genty gonna do for the
A
Browns?
lot.
Nothing.
And the Giants, too. I mean, the Giants could take him instead of another quarterback.
So what? Russell Wilson can't give him the ball ever?
What do you
Look
mean?
at what happened to Najee Harris. He's
Yeah,
not
but
even
Russ
on the
doesn't.
Steelers anymore.
Yeah, but Russ
that's-
doesn't make that call. That's coaching, and that's
Yeah.
why I said coaching could be in question for the Steelers.
Who made the call on the 1 yard line in the Super Bowl? Russell Wilson.
Pete
did.
Carroll?
Pete
No.
Carroll.
No.
Yeah. Pete Carroll
Carroll
agreed with
made that
Russ. He
call.
wanted him to win the MVP. They both agreed on a pass play.
Guess whose idea that was first?
It could be both. Pete Carroll came out and both Russ have both said that they both wanted a pass play.
Pete Carroll's protecting him.
I think
Pete Carroll's
I think
protecting
the
him.
Pittsburgh coaching is to blame for Najee not getting the ball.
Yeah, you can't blame every single time. Well, you think Russ changed the play every single time?
Yes.
Supposed to, he was like, yeah, screw
Yes.
it. I'm
Okay,
handing the ball off.
I want to introduce this.
Arthur Smith's
Okay,
going to
okay,
challenge him?
Gabe,
No.
go. Gabe, go.
Nick, for
What?
the sake of formality,
Okay.
the Las Vegas Raiders in this mock and multiple other mocks are taking Ashton Genty. Why does this not sit with you? Please explain, because I need to know.
First, let me play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Because part of me likes this as like a outside perspective, right?
I like to
Because
see
now
this
you're
for
you're
once.
giving Pete Carroll like a mini Marshawn in a sense, right?
Okay.
Quite literally.
You saw how well that worked,
Okay.
right? This could work again, right?
Oh, very well could. This could be terrifying.
Now let me give you my opinion, my real thoughts.
Oh no.
This
Sit back,
running back
folks.
class, is it or is it not one of the deepest running
One
back
of the
classes,
best classes
we've seen in a minute?
since Josh Jacobs' class. Probably.
Exactly.
Yes.
So why in the world are you taking such a replaceable position, 6th overall,
You just
when
said
your
it. You just
entire
said
team
it. You just said it.
is holes.
You just said
Your
it.
entire
He's
team
arguably the next
is a
best
giant
running
hole.
back we've ever
It's
seen.
a giant
he has put
black
up one of the
hole.
biggest
He is
college seasons
absolutely
in
not.
years.
He is
and like you just
absolutely
said,
not.
And like you
Who
just,
won the Heisman?
this year?
Not Ashton Genty.
This year?
Yeah.
Of course, it's a fan favorite, just like the MVP award that Dom argued all
Ashton
season.
Genty was a fan favorite.
Not compared to Travis Hunter.
Yes, he
when
was.
You have a two,
Yes, he
no,
was.
it was not.
You're,
No, it was not.
You follow all the
When he's
Colorado
a-
Instagram
yes,
pages.
and when
That's
he's
why
a-
you see
when
it.
he's a
That's
two-
why you think
It
Travis
was
Hunter.
everywhere. Did you not look at anything ESPN or Bleacher Report? Travis Hunter's the only
ESPN and
feature.
Bleacher Report don't know what
We
they're
got
talking
Travis
about, bro.
Hunter fishing shoved down our throats because it's Travis fucking Hunter. That's why we saw it. We didn't give a shit if he catches a
Anytime
bass.
Ashton Genty even walked onto the field, it was
Ashton, have you seen his highlights? Did you see what he did?
he was
a
good.
monster.
Did
but
you
he-
even
he-
look
he-
at what he's done?
He plays the most replaceable position there has
Now,
ever been in
Look at
any sport
Saquon
ever.
Barkley.
Nick,
Look at
Nick,
Saquon Barkley. When you-
exactly, that's
when you
my
have
point.
that position, you have that
In 2 years, when
player.
Saquon Barkley is off the team, you let me know how that
Okay,
went.
and you and
Just brought
everyone
them
else.
to the Super Bowl.
You
Who
and
won
ev-
MVP? Who won MVP?
You and-
Jalen Hurts won
you
MVP.
and-
Not
okay,
Saquon
but
Barkley.
Saquon
Not Saquon
Barkley
Barkley. 2 years
paved
before
the
they
way.
signed Saquon Barkley, they were in the Super Bowl.
He paved the way. And did they win? Did they win?
No.
Nick, you and everyone else 2 and 3 years ago were saying that Saquon Barkley was written off and was done because of all the injuries. And what has Saquon done now? Become
cares?
an Adrian
Who cares?
Peterson-esque running back. Arguably could have won
Adrian
the
Peterson
MVP whether
beats
you
his
like
kid.
it or
Is
not.
that what you're trying to say?
What?
He broke
Adrian
what?
Peterson beats his children.
What's with you and the violence tonight?
He
Why?
does. He, look it up. Look it up.
I'm
He
talking about
absolutely
football,
does.
not domestic
What does that have to do with
violence.
football?
Like literally.
He's bringing up Adrian Peterson. I'm just trying to give you the full picture.
comparison
I
to
don't.
what
You're
okay.
talking about
Saquon
Jack
bring-
Jones being a locker room issue. Here's
God,
the locker
the
room
listeners'
issue. I
ears are
break my
gone.
kid's arms.
Okay.
You said it yourself. Ashton Genty would be Pete Carroll's Marshawn Lynch. What
He
did
could
Marshawn
be.
Lynch do for the Seattle Seahawks in that season?
Nothing.
What?
Everything. Everything. Why do you think the 1 yard line such a big meme?
Because
if we
Marshawn
just
Lynch is
can't-
beast mode. The Beastquake.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind.
Beastquake? Do you not see the clips of him running through entire defenses?
That's the point. I'm trying to rile him up,
Guess
though, and
what
it's
the
working.
most similar thing to that I've ever seen was?
What?
Ashton Genty's college highlights. You cannot tell me that you do not see beast mode in
Boise
that.
State isn't playing like top tier teams.
I get that. I
You know
get
what's
that.
funny? No. You know what's funny? Time will tell. When the Broncos
tell.
trade up and draft for this kid, or somehow
Oh,
land
he's
him
gonna
at
be the
pick
GOAT.
20,
He's gonna be the GOAT. Ashton Genty is gonna be the greatest running back of all time when he goes from the Boise State Broncos to the Denver Broncos. Mark my words.
you're a phony, bro.
There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with this pick.
Okay,
on.
I'm moving
Move
on.
on, move on,
I'm moving
move
on.
on,
And
move on.
I'm gonna speed run it. At number 7, we got the New York Jets taking the junior offensive tackle out of Missouri, Armin Membo. Before I mess it up.
Yep.
For the Jets,
Nope.
nah.
I mean, yeah, sure, whatever. Fine. Protect your.
Protect Justin Fields when he runs out
I
of the
get,
pocket.
yeah. When he just scrambles every play.
Yeah, when he sees all of his receivers open.
I mean,
and
we see this
scrambles
every, we see this every year with offensive linemen. It's basically whatever your flavor of lineman is on that team.
Yeah.
So, like, some players, they go for size. Some players go for athletic ability. So,
Yeah.
this really comes down to whether Mason Graham or Amon fit your team better.
Speaking
So-
of Mason Graham, the
Yeah.
Carolina Panthers take the junior defensive tackle out of Michigan, Mason
Or
Graham.
not Mason Graham. I meant to say Will Campbell. I'm sorry.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Mason Graham came up.
Yeah,
So
I know.
at number 8, we got Mason
Not your
Graham
fault,
going.
my fault.
He'll
My
be
fault.
good with Derek Brown if that happens.
No,
Defensive
I
tackle.
love this pick. I misspoke. I meant to compare Armand to Will Campbell,
Yeah.
which we got a
We'll
big
get
case
to.
to get to that. Yeah. Sorry.
But next up, we got the New Orleans Saints taking the junior linebacker out of Alabama. Oh,
I told you, Jihad.
Jahad Campbell.
I love this pick. I love it.
For the Saints,
You need to add to that defense.
Saints
It's getting
need
old.
anything.
you got to
Saints
add
need
to it.
It's
anything.
getting old.
As a
You
Saints,
got
gotta
Demario
add to it.
Davis and Cameron.
Tyrann Matthews.
His
still,
name
don't they?
just slipped my mind.
I think so.
Cameron
Yeah,
Jordan.
Tyrann
Yeah.
Matthews too.
Yeah, they still have. They got him back for one more year.
Yeah.
We covered that. Yeah.
And for my picks at number 10, we got the Chicago Bears taking the junior offensive tackle
Love
out
it.
of LSV,
Very good for Caleb Williams.
You.
Will Campbell. LSU.
That sounds like
It
a
looked
drug
like-
dog. We're taking LSD, bro. Is that what we're
You
doing
did
now?
not just miss a
LSV.
U for a.
LSU.
Louisiana State
University.
Oh my god. I gotta take the headphones off.
This is Turf Talk off the field, ladies and
Well,
gentlemen.
Chicago Bears
This
taking
is
an
the most
offensive
entertaining
tackle to
episode in a
protect Caleb
minute.
Williams.
You never fail to amaze me with whatever we do on the show.
I aim to please.
I think he was talking
I
about me.
was talking about him.
I
Brother wanted the spotlight so
want the
bad.
spotlight so bad.
All right.
But I think this is a solid pick to protect Caleb Williams. You brought in the veteran.
The only concern with this pick is that size of arm and hands. Like, he's a very small tackle. So for a lot of GMs, it's very jarring because
Aiden Hutchinson did too.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, how long are we going to play the size guard in the NFL?
Joe Burrow,
like, it's just
his tiny hands.
same with Jalen Milrow. Brother
Kyler Murray's
he had
3 feet
He
tall.
had small hands. Came back to his own
Wilson's
pro day
5'10".
and grew 4 inches. I was like, what the hell? What are you doing to get your hand bigger? Did you hear about that?
It's like,
Yeah. How does your hand grow that much in 2 months from the combine to the pro day?
he must have been like
I don't know. Whatever. If it works for him, it works for him.
finger enlargement surgery.
We'll
He's got
save that
prosthetic fingers.
We'll save that conversation for another day.
He's got cadaver bones.
Oh, that's it for me.
Anyway, moving on to pick 11, the San Francisco 49ers get Jahdae Barron out of Texas. He's a cornerback. Solid. They need
I
a
mean,
corner.
you need to
They
add
a
anything to
corner.
the defense.
They need anything
Travarius
to the
Ward's
whole
gone.
team.
Yeah,
Yeah, he went to the
Travarius
Colts.
Ward is gone. So, yeah,
Yeah.
you need to add to that secondary.
They need something.
Oh, yeah. This one's interesting.
So the Dallas Cowboys at pick 12 are mocked to get another Texas player and wide receiver Matthew Golden. Now, Gabe was sending me this guy's film a few weeks ago.
Sorry.
This guy's a dog.
Yeah, but is this reaching?
No. I
don't think so?
I don't think so. Because they need it. Because they don't need a tight end.
Yeah, I just...
Right. So they're not going to draft Colston Loveland or Tyler Warren.
But you could...
They don't really need a running back.
Well, they have
Enough
CeeDee
to-
Lamb and
enough
stuff,
to
so I'm-
reach.
Yeah, but the argument with this, and I get it, you're adding to the outside. CeeDee Lamb plays the slot. So, I mean... You're filling your
Every
roster.
successful team has 2 good wide receivers.
Yeah, you
It's
got
just
to.
the truth.
Same thing with our backfield. You got to have 2 running backs now. You got to have a premier back, and you got to have a third down back.
I mean, you don't have to.
Name a team that doesn't have a third down back that's good.
The Eagles.
They actually did. Kenneth Gainwell did really well this past year. Like, surprisingly well.
Eh.
Okay, well, we see where you stand with that.
He's mid.
Move on.
The 13th pick belongs to the Miami Dolphins, who are
She would
mocked
be
to
right.
take Malachi Starks from Georgia. He's a safety.
Fantastic
This guy's a
prospects.
beast.
Fantastic.
This guy's a beast.
Yes.
I've seen him.
You guys lost Javon Holland, so I guess this is his replacement. I mean, yeah.
Not a bad replacement.
Not a bad
Not a bad
replacement,
replacement. Not gonna lie.
For the price tag you wanted, yeah, I can see
That's
why you wouldn't
crazy.
take it. I can see why you wouldn't take it. I still would have probably considered negotiating more
No.
with him. You know, no.
Not for that price. You're the
mean,
Dolphins. You suck. You
Yeah.
can have anybody. You can
Yeah.
trade for any player in the league and you still suck. You're the
I
Dolphins.
mean, yeah, I guess the way they're looking at it, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I won't speak on it. We'll go with it. Yeah, Malachi Starks to the Dolphins. Let's do it.
So moving on to pick 14, the Indianapolis Colts select tight end Tyler Warren to
He is
get thrown
going,
the football by Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. He's going to request a trade the second he gets.
but he is going to be a dog in the NFL.
Oh, 100%.
he
He's
is
gonna be a
George
Bronco.
Kittle with a slightly more athletic ability.
Yeah,
Did you say he's
He's a
going to be a
beast.
Denver Bronco?
I might have.
You would be wrong. I don't think we're going to get that lucky.
You'd have
Could-
to,
Time
you'd
will
have to
tell.
fall pretty
Could
far.
Time
you
will tell.
imagine him and Evan Ingram?
Exactly.
That'd
Bro,
be insane.
Cut
His-
Adam Troutman.
If you haven't watched this film, for the listeners, Tyler Warren has lined up at halfback, quarterback, tight end, receiver.
He's Taysom Hill.
He
He's
can
the
play,
Joker. He's the
but-
ultimate Joker.
But he is even better than Taysom Hill. He legitimately
Exactly.
can play any position on the field, whereas Taysom Hill is like, okay, this is a dad who's
Taysom
really
Hill
athletic.
is mid.
Yeah.
Taysom Hill is
Yeah.
a dad who's really athletic. Tyler Warren is a physical-ass tight end who so happens to be good at lining up in Wildcat, and you can snap the ball directly to him and have him run it up the hole. He doesn't care. He does it, and he does it at a high level.
Yep.
So whoever gets this guy, kudos to you.
Uh,
You better not have said Broncos again.
I might have. The 15th pick goes to the Atlanta Falcons, who select cornerback Will Johnson from Michigan. This is another guy I've actually watched. He's very, very good. He's very, very good. He's sticky.
Sticky.
He's
Good choice of
sticky.
words, you know?
You know what I mean? Like he'll once he gets onto that receiver, that's where he's staying. He's following you anywhere. Lockdown.
Hey, that's how you think. I'm not going to knock the way you think.
Do you disagree?
No.
I agree.
I'm not here to judge. I appreciate the way you went about it.
I think it's a good pick for the Falcons.
Yeah, for real.
All right.
You were articulate with it. What do you mean? I'm not.
Hey, I'm cooking right now.
Yeah. I just lost track. That's why I was zoning out for a second. I was making sure I was
Go
on
to
the
the
same
next one. Go to the next one.
Moving on to pick 16, the Arizona Cardinals are going to might select
spot.
Gray Zabel, who's an interior offensive lineman from North Dakota State.
Watching an
Bisons?
interior offensive lineman go this early in the draft is always odd to me because it's typically tackles that go off the board. You don't generally see a lot of centers unless they're, what's his name, Power Johnson's from Oregon last year. And you don't see a lot of guards go until the second round.
Yeah.
So you've got to be one hell of an offensive lineman. You're probably versatile. You probably played every spot on the line.
Look at us. All the guards we have, like Ben Powers came from the Ravens, but Quinn Miners was not a first-round pick.
No.
Dalton Reiser was
Bro
not a
wasn't even
first-round
projected
pick.
to be in the NFL. He played at a community college and a D3 Wisconsin school. Quinn Miners
And now he's the best guard in the league.
I love Quinn, bro.
He's going to be on the pod someday.
One day, for the listeners, not to drag on a story, I've communicated with Quinn. I've drawn art of him. I am the first edition of Fan Art Friday on his Instagram.
First and I
we
think
will get
only.
Quinn. No, he did like 2 more weeks of it. We will get Quinn on the show eventually at some point. I'm determined to get that. I will work on that.
Oh, it's going to happen.
We will get that.
Both of us just bought his jersey.
So
like,
be
very
ready.
recently.
Oh, yeah. We'll be flexing that here in the next week or 2. So be prepared. And Dom got himself a nice little jersey as well.
He did.
I did.
Are you going to spoil it, or do you want them to
it's
see
a
it?
surprise. It's a
All right,
surprise.
cool.
Okay.
All right, cool. I respect
Okay.
it.
I got myself 2 or
Don't
3
say.
jerseys.
I was gonna say. Don't say what the other one is. I'm not gonna say what my second one is. We'll save it for when.
Hold on.
when
Move
Yeah,
on to
well,
the Bengals. Move on to the
all right.
Bengals.
Where am I? The 17th pick, the Cincinnati Bengals select Mike Green. He's an edge rusher from Marshall.
Yep.
He
Just to
is
replace Trey Hendrickson.
Insane.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's.
Well, he replaced Sam Hubbard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than likely. replace
But
him.
Mike Green has put on a showcase at the Senior Bowl and so on and so forth with every other camp he's been through so far. Mike Green is going to be a problem in the NFL. I cannot wait to see him get to the league.
Yeah.
He is insane. So I love it. Cincinnati,
Yeah,
I mean,
fair
you need
enough,
it.
yeah.
You need it.
They,
Yeah.
they
Good
need
pick.
all the help they can
There's
get.
no other way to put it.
all
good
the help
starting
they can
spot.
get.
And Dom, this is where what I was talking about earlier holds true. Nick, say it.
I was not listening.
No, you just say what you're going
At
to say.
number
It'll make
18.
sense before Dom does it.
At number 18,
Yep.
At number 18. Yes. 18. 1-8.
Seattle Seahawks have selected tight end Colston Loveland from Michigan to come in,
Take Noah Fant starting
play
spot.
behind Noah Fant.
Wow.
Noah Fant is
Maybe for week 1.
Noah Fant
Yeah.
is the GOAT.
I love Noah Fant. Noah Fant's a good tight end.
Best
I do-
receiver.
I'm not saying
tight
get rid of the
end
guy. I'm saying
ever.
out of the room.
Yeah.
Colston Loveland's a
100%.
game-changing
Colston
tight
Loveland's a
end.
beast.
He is
He's gonna
going
be a
to be the
Bronco.
face
He
of
is
an
a
offense.
Bronco.
We're just drafting everyone. We're
Yeah.
drafting
Yeah.
everyone.
The Broncos have
Broncos-
every first round.
But I think Colston Loveland changes the entire dynamic of the offense. And like I've said this multiple times, and I think everyone knows this. When it comes to adding a quarterback to a new team, a tight end is the safety blanket to any quarterback, and I think Sam Darnold would thrive with a guy like Colston
we only
Loveland.
drafted Noah Fant because we had Joe Flacco coming in.
And Drew Lock was learning underneath it, and they ended up connecting really well together.
Yeah.
They just so happened to no longer be on the team.
I mean, they connected so well together, we sent them off to another team together.
That is very
Package
true.
deal.
That is very true. That is very true. But Dom, I wanted to hear your thoughts on that specifically. That's why I wanted to bring it up earlier.
I like it, as I said earlier. I think we also need to address the outside wide receiver position and
yeah.
our offensive line. To take a tight end in the first round, it's a little bit iffy to me for the Seahawks, but if we do it, I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to be mad. Again, we're adding to our offense. We're
Again,
adding
I
to
think
Sam
the
Darnold's
reason is that
weapons.
it's best player
Yeah.
available, and maybe the offensive lineman that's left on the board for this point is
Yeah,
reached to not
I'm
do it.
perfectly
Yeah.
fine with going back
Yeah.
further to draft offensive linemen. We have to address it 100%, but for our first round pick, we need
You got to go
take
best
a
player
wide
available.
receiver or
You're
tight
trying to
end,
change
best
this
player
team for the better,
available.
not yeah.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
With the
Move on,
19th
move on.
pick, Gabe's hometown Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Yes,
select.
sir.
Yikes. Donovan.
Oh, I thought you were
I
trying.
can't even read that, bro. That's too small. Hold up. I got to make it
Bro,
bigger.
so he needs
Donovan
readers.
Eziraku.
Eziraku.
You know,
Eziraku.
Eziraku. From
Boston College native.
Have you ever met this guy? You
I have not,
worked
but
for
I
Boston
did work
College.
for BC's athletic program. I voluntarily interned, I guess is the proper way of wording it, for game day operations. So, I got to be there for the FSU game last year, which was the most fun I ever had. I got to see Jared Verse. I got to see, wow, I guess he was so important I forgot his name. Keon
so
Coleman.
good.
Yeah, Keon Coleman.
Keon
Jordan Travis, too. It was fantastic. It was awesome. To see a hometown team and work for a college local to us, it was awesome. We've recently seen Boston College players tick off in the league. Zay Flowers being one of them. So if he's anything like that, and we're seeing Tommy Costanellis transfer to FSU, they're producing dogs out of this program. So I'm excited to see where this goes. In Tampa Bay, you're getting one hell of a player. So if this is how it goes, of course.
Yeah.
And then I know you're waiting to see this pick. I'm excited for this.
So
what
at
happens.
pick 20, the Denver Broncos
team.
take Omarion Hampton,
Yes, sir.
running back out of University of North Carolina, Bill Belichick's new team.
It sounds cheesy to say we got rid of one UNC back to put another UNC back in, but
It's-
boy,
He's a
Omarion
dog.
Hampton
We need
is
this guy.
one
We need
hell
this
of
guy.
a running back.
Because Julian McLaughlin is not going to get
You
it done.
guys need an identity at the running
Badly,
back position.
Exactly.
Our running back room was
It's
pitiful.
atrocious.
Pitiful.
It's
hard
worse
to
than
watch.
pitiful.
Worse than what
Atrocious.
Seattle went through last
It's
year.
probably the worst running back room in the league.
It has to be.
Not
I would
even
call it
lying.
that. I
Not
would call it
even.
that. It was honestly
Exaggerating.
terrible.
Yeah.
The fact that every week we were pulling someone up from the practice squad and saying, "Oh, we're gonna run with this," and that's what we got excited over. Literally, we saw
Bro,
a name
Tyler
that we hadn't
Bidet.
seen, and that was what was excited.
Tyler Bidet was the
Former
best
Raven.
running back we had, and he got injured week 4. And didn't play again until the wild card game.
Nope.
Well, he didn't even play. He dressed, but he didn't play.
Yeah. I mean, Aldrich Esme, I hope he gets more touches this year because he does have potential.
He deserves it. Look at the
Yes.
Chargers game.
Yes, exactly. He never got
We
touches.
blew that lead because Sean Payton stopped giving him the ball.
Yeah, like I said, the running back room is
Atrocious.
Terrible.
Absolutely
Atrocious.
a disgrace
It's a dumpster fire.
to football.
It's a dumpster fire.
It is a sin against humanity.
It's got guns and it's gonna blow up.
It is like Jack Jones going to the airport.
There it is.
Oh, shit.
Oh my!
Why'd you have to use the airport?
That's where he was. That's where he got arrested, brother.
Okay,
That-
go.
hey.
Go.
Your
Your turn,
ball
Gabe. Your
knowledge.
turn, Gabe.
No,
I
no,
know.
no,
Sam,
no,
he's
no,
got
no,
one more.
no,
He's
no,
got
it's
one
not.
more. He's got one
So
more.
the Pittsburgh Steelers
Ooh.
get themselves a quarterback
Ooh.
better than the one they had last year, and Jackson
Fuck
Dart
you.
from Mississippi.
Jackson Dart, I'm sorry. I cannot
Please.
wait to see what this
I
kid
can
does.
see this though because the Steelers have no quarterback.
They
right
have
now. What,
Mason
Aaron-
Rudolph.
They have Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers.
Well,
They have Aaron Rodgers. Let's be
they're
so
most
for real right now.
That's what it looks like.
And what is that going to last you? A
But
year?
either way, yeah. Maybe it's sign him
Jackson
for
Dart.
like a 1 year.
Jackson Dart gives me flashes of Matt Ryan and Jalen Hurts.
I can see this. I really like
That-
this pick for the Steelers. I really like it.
Timeout.
His accuracy.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it does. His accuracy and his ball placement, his ability of throwing the ball
So
is Matt
basically,
Ryan.
he's him.
But he has
So
the
he's
ath-
just Jalen Hurts.
But he has the athletic.
He's
I
just
wouldn't.
Jalen
I wouldn't
Hurts.
say that Jalen Hurts is exceptional.
Jalen
in-
Hurts,
Look
but
at the
better.
Super Bowl.
Are you only going to use this one game? Like, yes, I get it. Jalen Hurts is great.
He didn't get there by sucking.
I promote for
Pause.
him. I promote
Some people
for
have.
him. I promote for Jalen Hurts. Don't get me wrong. I love Jalen Hurts.
Sure.
But I'm saying Jackson Dart has flashes. Yes, we need to see it get put together. But I see a little bit of Matt Ryan in him in terms of his throwing ability. And then athletic ability and pocket movement, I see Jalen Hurts. The same thing when he came out of college. Slightly more confident. I will say that. The kid's got some confidence.
Yeah.
But, other than that, that's where I sit with it. And like Dom just said, what the hell else do they have?
Yeah.
I don't want people
Fair
to label
enough.
this as the same thing as when they drafted Kenny Pickett, because this is far from a Kenny Pickett pick.
Kenny Pickett was a reach the whole time.
This
The
is at
whole-
least, it's the similar scenario where you're testing out a kid's ability. Kenny Pickett was not a first-round pick.
That was almost as bad as Daniel Jones at pick 6.
Well,
We
moving
see how
on.
that
Pick
turned out,
6.
But
As Dom would
take
say.
it away, Gabe.
Pick 22, the Los Angeles Chargers on the board, and this one is interesting, folks, because this was supposed to be a top 5 pick. They are
Chargers
going
are
Tet
trash.
McMillan Tatara, if you want me to say it properly, out of Arizona, wide receiver.
He's pretty good.
I don't think he's my kind of guy for a receiver. He's a big jump guy, but other than that, he doesn't have any. He doesn't jump off the board for
Well,
slants
for the
or route
Chargers'
running.
sake,
Or
they need a wide receiver.
well,
Exactly.
yeah, you got to add to it because
Quentin
you don't.
Johnson can't hold on to the football.
I was
to
just
save
gonna say
his
he
life.
can't catch, and Lad McConkey.
You can't have Lad McConkey
keeps
doing
taking hits like
everything.
that.
Yeah.
You're gonna get hurt. You're
Yeah.
gonna get hurt
Yeah.
way more often than you already were. So I think this pick is odd, but I can see where they're going with it, and I don't hate it too much. But it's weird
For what the
but-
situation they're in, they have to do
But
it.
where I'm confused is why now is he dropping off boards? Is it meetings? Is it pro day ability? Is it we're finally seeing the film? We're not trying to
Right,
be,
like what's-
like are we finally realizing this kid played in Arizona, not Alabama, because he wasn't playing top schools and he's a jump man. That's all it is.
In fact, he was one of the wide receivers the Seahawks were looking into because of his ability to jump and he's freaking tall. He's big.
He's huge. Yeah,
He's
huge.
big. But his outside ability that the Seahawks need.
You can't be serious with this kid.
What?
The minute you
What?
said some
You
shit,
said
this kid,
he's huge. You said he's big, and I went.
you were on a
Anyways,
roll too.
Jerry,
Back
like,
to
just
being
like
serious.
Jerry Jones. You ever see that one?
Just like I said earlier, the Seahawks need to address the outside. I'm ignoring them. The Seahawks need to address the outside position,
It's your
and I
fault.
think this guy could do it.
What am I guilty by association?
Yes, you're wearing the
Okay,
same
okay.
logo on your hat
All right,
as me.
Gabe,
pick
move on.
23. The Green Bay Packers are selecting Maxwell Harrison out of Kentucky. He is
Cool.
a defensive back.
Jair Alexander
With Jair
replacement.
Alexander likely out the door, you got to add some depth to this. Hell, you got to add a starter to it.
Yeah.
Xavier McKinney cannot do it alone. So I
For sake of Green Bay Packers, go pick.
yeah. Staying in the NFC, that pick 24, we got the Minnesota Vikings, and here we go, boys, taking on drafting Nick Emanowari out of South Carolina safety. I don't even know if I said that right.
Close enough.
Sounds good to me.
Another defensive.
Not
pick.
strong, but very solid defensive back or safety. I think he fits better in the nickel. That's my personal opinion. I don't think he plays safety to the fullest yet.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I mean, they have Harrison Smith already
when
at
you're
safety.
exactly when you're
And Cameron
drafting at
Bynum.
this point in the league, you're just seeing if you can get a player that has a ton of potential and you can put it together. So with this pick, I mean, I don't hate it. I just have my own personal opinions. Everyone's got their own taste when it comes to drafting.
Yeah.
So
No, move on.
but with
Move on.
I'm getting there. Damn, I was
on, let's go.
I was really about to say pick 25. At pick 25, the Houston Texans are taking Kelvin Banks Jr. out of Texas offensive tackle. So this is where I was saying with the Seahawks, I don't think you can necessarily reach. I think you kind of have to take best player available and see what falls to you then.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that I would pick this guy at 20. So that's why I said you could easily trade back in and get a guy like this. So that's where I would sit with that. At pick 26, we got the wow. At pick 26, we got the Los Angeles Rams taking Trey Amos out of Mississippi, another defensive back. Solid player. I had a second-round grade on him. I'm not gonna lie, but you do you. Like
That's
I
what
said.
the Rams need. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I guess. It'll address what they need.
Yeah, there you go. At pick 27, we got the Baltimore Ravens taking Derek Harmon out of Oregon defensive tackle. You know, this team continues to add to the defensive side of the ball. I think you go receiver. I'm not gonna lie. Zay Flowers can't be alone every year.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why every receiver.
you need
Zay
more
Flowers
people
isn't that
for-
good anyway.
This is why every receiver in Baltimore fails. This is why every receiver in Baltimore fails. They never get surrounded. They're the
Mark-
only
yeah.
lone receiver.
Just if Mark
That's why
Andrews could
Marquise
catch
Brown-
the
let's just
ball.
sign like an 800-year-old Odell Beckham Jr. and DeAndre Hopkins.
And DeAndre
Those will
Hopkins,
solve our
yeah.
problem.
Oh shoot, that's why we have DeAndre right now. We don't need to have them.
Yeah.
All right, where's that? Pick 28, Detroit Lions taking Michael Williams out of Georgia Edge, another Bulldog off the board. Like
Not
I
to
said,
be confused with Mike Williams.
like I said, we have seen very successful players come from Georgia Bulldogs, and we're continuing to see it here. And like I also said, you need to add to the defense. The Detroit Lions cannot have what they had happened last year.
No.
You need to be reassured that defensive line is ready to go at all points of the season.
I like
Yeah.
it for the Lions.
For sure, this pick is perfect. It fits their scheme amazingly.
Yeah.
Pick 29, we got the Washington Commanders, who had a very strong season going. Azure Thomas out of Florida State, defensive back. I like this pick.
They have to build their defense. We saw last season that the Washington Commanders' issue was their defense was not holding the line.
I had
for
him
what their
graded
offense
higher
did.
than Maxwell Harrison, who landed with the Green Bay Packers at 23. So for me, I think this is a great pick in terms of value.
For the Commanders, yes. Is this where he's going to fall? Maybe not.
Maybe not, but I think that this
But
is good.
if the Commanders can get this, then heck yeah.
Yeah, because Marshawn Lattimore, I honestly don't think it's going to work. I don't.
Really?
I don't think it's going to last more than this year. If maybe you could trade it again at the trade deadline. So I think this pick is that sign right there. If draft analysts are saying this and they're hearing this around the league, there's got to be some smoke where there's fire. So that's where I sit with it. At pick 30, we got the Buffalo Bills going Kenneth Grant out of Michigan, defensive tackle. Bills' offensive line is dominant as hell, so I guess make the defense. But again, here's another spot, receiver. I don't think Isaiah Bond kills to go here. I think you got to try and add to Josh Allen's rapport on the offense.
Yeah.
Let me know if I'm wrong. I can see you're kind of on the verge of disagreeing with me. Do you disagree or agree?
I agree.
Oh, you do?
No, I
you showed
agree.
me. Okay, yeah. At pick 31, we got the Kansas City Chiefs going Josh Simmons, Ohio State. So we were talking about him before the podcast.
Trash.
They need this. They need it.
Yeah, they need it.
They need
The
it.
offensive line's atrocious. It's a dumpster
No, it's
fire like the
good the way it
Broncos.
Leave it. Leave it.
I mean, I wish they would leave it, but they're gonna
leave it.
this is
In
what they
terms
need
of
to fix
managing
it.
a football
I
team,
told
this
them.
is
This is what they
exactly
need.
where you
I
need
told
to go.
them to leave it. They're gonna leave it.
And last, and certainly not least, at pick 32, the Philadelphia Eagles, who have boatloads of picks, are going Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M Edge, and this is personally
This
one
is
of my
what they
favorite
need
picks of the
because
draft.
they
This
just destroyed
cleared.
their whole defense.
They cleared the
so-
defense.
Yeah.
And this is one of my favorite picks of the draft. Shamar Stewart is the most underrated player in the draft, aside from what was the player I was talking about earlier? I hate when you're talking about a bunch of guys and they just slip your head. He was edge to the Stop.
Pause.
Why are you?
You're talking about
always
Jackson
do
Dart?
that? No, not Jackson. Yeah, I'm comparing an edge to a quarterback.
You
Aside
said
from
underrated.
what I meant to say, Shamar Stewart is a dog. I like the pick. I think the Eagles is a perfect landing spot. He needs to go to a team that needs him, and he's gonna get opportunity to start and thrive. So this is where I think he belongs,
Yeah.
and that is where I will close it with this mock draft. Boys, what do we think? We got 2 weeks, about a week and a half,
I'm
2
excited
weeks
to do ours.
before we do ours. So in terms of this, how many changes? Do you think there's a lot of changes? You think
A
we're
lot.
pretty much
I
set?
think-
I think it's gonna reshift. I think the whole line's gonna reshift.
I think in
Yeah.
terms of professional mocks, we're going to see a huge other shift in the next week or two because pro
Yeah.
days are finishing up today.
Yeah.
Today
Yeah.
they finished.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see even bigger
Once
change.
you get all that data.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we saw Tet fall to the Chargers, and he was a top 5 pick initially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who knows what happens? Like I said, go watch Travis Hunter's pro day. That was not pretty in terms of his route running
It
ability.
doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be.
Put some
but,
pads
you know,
on him and tell me how he does.
That's true. That is very true. But we grade off
Next
that.
segment looks fun.
So we have. It doesn't sound fun the way you said it. We got the top 10 wide receiver duo rankings, current, might I add. So who wants to go first? I always offer.
We'll start with Nick.
Nick, go first.
Do you want me to type it in? Or
No,
do you want
just
me
go.
to
Well,
Say it, and then type it in as
You
you
don't got to
said.
type it. Just tell me, bro.
So number 1, I put T. Higgins and Jamar Chase.
Okay.
I don't think you could go any other way realistically. I think these two work fantastic separately and together, and I think that's why they work so well. I mean, you guys saw how much the Bengals just paid him, so they better be pretty freaking good.
I'll come out and say that was my pick too. I picked Jamar Chase and T. Higgins because I feel like that's the most dominant. You get off. That's the whole team.
We all have the same number one.
Yeah. You can't go anyone else. You can't.
All right. So moving on to number 2. My number 2 was A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith from the Eagles.
Okay.
Ooh, that's interesting.
This could be controversial.
Don't say yours yet. Wait till he's done.
I'm not.
These two just won a Super Bowl together, right?
Yep.
Both of them are very good players that work well side by side, similar to Higgins and Chase.
Yeah.
A.J. Brown's more of your jump ball guy. And Devontae, I almost called him Jalen Smith. Devontae Smith,
He's like your route technician.
Exactly. Yeah. He's so small. Pause. He doesn't look threatening, right? Like when he walks out of the tunnel, I'm not afraid of him.
You're burying him.
And then
right
now he's got 2 touchdowns. Right?
Yeah.
Like he's just so quiet.
He's
don't
really
forget what he
underrated.
did at Alabama. Don't forget what he did in Bama.
Yeah.
He won the Blitnikoff.
He's the
for a
only
reason.
player to win the Natty and Super Bowl
Blitnikoff,
and
too.
high school.
And then go on to
The
say it's
Blitnikoff.
not that big of a deal.
Yeah, he's like on a road kid. Yeah. Like, all right, buddy.
Gabe's, what's yours?
What do you mean? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till he's done. I'll give my
I'm
list.
good. I'm good.
Yeah. What's yours?
That's.
good.
I need your top 10.
Oh, you want the whole top
No,
10?
no. We're going each
I
round.
thought we were doing like
we are?
pick by
Yeah,
pick.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's how we did the
okay,
last one.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Come
For
on.
my pick 2, I have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
Ooh, oh
I
my
think
God.
that Justin Jefferson is easily 1A or 1B, however you want to shake it out. And Jordan Addison has become a very promising receiver.
I'm gonna put it out there. I
below him.
completely forgot about them.
No,
Wow.
you forgot them on the whole list.
I did. They're not on my list.
So don't tell us who's in. Okay, who's in place of 2?
So,
So-
you're gonna have somebody different than both
So
of us.
my second is Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Just because
What?
I feel
What do
like
you mean,
Two?
what do you mean, what?
At 2?
Two is crazy. Two
Two
is
is
crazy.
wild.
I think they can arguably make 2.
2 is wild.
I honestly,
Because think
It's not
you
that
have
bad.
you have Mike Evans that's going on 13 straight 1,000-yard seasons, and Chris Godwin that just took one of the biggest pay cuts to stay there. He's
I'm
very
sorry,
with Baker
no.
Mayfield. It's a very talented offense.
Chris Godwin was on pace to like lead the league in
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
before he got hurt.
exactly.
Like I said, I got my shit.
That was one of arguably the best offenses in the league. If it didn't end the way it did.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, who's your third?
You don't want to say your second?
I just said mine.
Oh, my bad.
Justin
was it?
Jefferson
Oh, yeah,
and Jordan
yeah.
Addison.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
My third is Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Really? You guys have them
Yeah.
high. Okay.
Really, Nick? Okay, I
Yeah.
like that. You guys aren't gonna
Wow,
like
I'm
my
I
sure.
pick.
think they've earned it. I think.
Yeah, I think they're much
are-
better than what you're giving
So
them.
do you want me to
credit
go my 3 then?
for. Yeah, give me.
So for my 3, I went AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. I didn't have them 1 or 2.
So we just like flipped.
Simply because I think in terms of like ability, who would I want as my number 1? I would rather have Jamar or Justin over AJ Brown. And in terms of number 2 value, I think Devontae Smith's done more than Jordan Addison or T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
That's just where I sit with it.
Sure.
So that's my ranking. I
You
think
guys are gonna hate my number 3.
Oh god.
It's George Pickens and DK Metcalf.
They're on my list.
They're on my
They're
list,
on my
but
list.
I don't think they're three.
They're on my list.
I don't think
They're
three.
3 because I think this is going to be a dominance at the wide receiver position that we have not seen yet. You see 2 people that are going to be ripping people's helmets off and like violence. This is
So
going
it's
be
okay for
violence.
him to want violence, but if I want
But
violence,
I'm
suddenly
not saying I
everybody's throwing
want
a
it. I
fucking
say
fit.
this is going to be something
Yeah, but
we've
he's
never
not
seen
talking
before.
about off the
these
field
are 2 studs. This is going to be.
I'm talking about
field
on
violence.
the field violence.
I mean, George Pickens is
I didn't
basically
say
the
anything
NBA
off
young
the
boy
field.
of the NFL. so-
Literally. And now you add DK Metcalf to that.
Yeah.
They probably fought over the number 14 for days before they.
They
Just,
probably had a fist fight over
yeah,
it.
yeah. Probably
Now
a
they're-
boxing
now
match.
They're brothers. Now they're brothers.
Yeah, but I feel like this. I think it's gonna be.
Did they do
something.
like the blood brother thing?
I don't
They're
know.
like
Yeah.
You know more about that stuff than I do, clearly. All right, Nick, who you got at the number 4 spot?
number 4. I had Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
Okay. I'm shocked with them sit that low.
I
Under
think
Mike Evans and Chris
Jordan
Godwin.
Addison is dragging them down because he's so inconsistent.
And that's a common theme, yes.
But when he's at his highs, he's arguably another wide receiver.
When Jordan Addison is at his best, this could shoot all the way up to number 1.
Exactly, that's why I had to put him 2. Because
rival
I don't know,
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Easily.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, because we're fighting over T. Higgins versus Jordan Addison with your 1 and 2. And
Yeah.
that's why I believe
Yeah.
that Jamar and Justin are easily 1A and 1B.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what order you put
yeah.
them in, but the one of them are there. All right, so my number 4, call me crazy if you want. I went Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua.
No way, Gabe, because my number 4 is also Puka Nacua and Devontae
I
Adams.
think that is going to be one of the best tandems in this year's
they're
league.
on my list,
Easily.
and I think you guys are gonna hate where I put them.
You put him at 10, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
I think, right?
Wow.
Yeah, I
wow,
did.
wow, wow,
I
wow.
did.
All right, Dom, you said your forward the same as mine?
Yep.
All right, Nick, take us away with number
All
5.
right, number 5. Dom's gonna like this one. I have JSN and Cooper Cup.
Wow.
Okay. I can see it because I think it's going to be something. It all depends on how Cooper Kupp, but we have two very dominant slot receivers that are going to be running the same offense now.
That's fine.
So,
So again, call me crazy. I could be reaching with this. For my number 5, I have Terry McLaurin and Debo Samuel.
That's a reach and a half, dude. They're on my list.
I don't think so.
They're on my list.
Don't think so?
They are on
but
my
they
list. They are
low.
on my
They're
list.
low.
And
They're
they're not
low.
much lower than number 5.
I think when Debo can get back to where
I think
he
if
needs to
Debo
be,
stops shitting the bed and maybe loses some weight,
Yes.
he'll.
Okay.
This is
Lose some weight, fatty.
valid. Yeah.
So
He looks
yeah,
like
if
Eddie
Debo
Lacy.
can get back to
Oh
his
my
like
God.
wide back
Yeah.
era,
Yeah.
this is gonna be a fantastic.
Yeah, because
Oh,
Terry
yeah.
McLaurin, I hate when people say that he's a number 2. No, he's not.
No, he's
not.
amazing.
He's
Terry
one of the
Terry-
top
no.
receivers in the
Terry
NFL.
McLaurin is a number
easily.
1 receiver regardless you're looking at,
Yeah.
and that's my number
Yeah.
5.
And I think Debo Samuel can be an amazing number 2 if he just stops shitting the
100%.
bed.
Yeah.
And then I want to
And
hear
my number
yours.
5, I put Drake London and Darnell Mooney.
Ooh, I have them on my list. I do have them on my
They're
list.
not on my list at all.
That's
I think-
crazy.
I
so wanna
think-
know
Not
who-
at all.
They were a very dominant, especially with how
So,
the Falcons played.
I
They
got
were-
stumped when it came to my last 3 selections, and I had to go down the stat sheets. I'm not going to say where they're at yet, but I had to go down the stat sheets. And when you look at tandems in the NFL, the ones that produced the most at the top of the list or near the top was Drake London and Darnell Mooney.
Exactly. They put up surprising numbers together.
Darnell Mooney is quiet. Drake London, on the other hand, I think Drake London's a real receiver, a legitimate number 1
He's
receiver.
Oh,
good.
yeah.
He just gets hurt. He's
When
like Chris
when you heard the
Olave.
Falcons,
Yeah.
that's
The
the only
concussions.
2 names that would come to your mind. Because what? You got Kirk Cousins.
You can't say Kyle Pitts whether you like him or not. He hasn't done shit.
Jonnu Smith looked pretty good.
That's not Kyle Pitts. And Jonathan Smith's not even on the
He
Falcons
said
anymore.
those are the 2 players that come to mind.
Yeah, but he's not even on the Falcons
not.
anymore.
Yeah.
Jonathan Smith does not come to mind for the Falcons for me.
He does
Drake
for me. He's the
London and
first
Darnell
person
Mooney.
that comes to mind for
If
me.
you don't think of Kirk Cousins.
For me, it's Bijan,
Mike-
but I won't go there. We'll save that for
That's
another
true, yeah.
another ranking day.
Number 6.
All right, yeah, take it away, Nick.
Number 6, I have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle for the Dolphins.
Ooh, okay. So also they're on my list.
They did have a down year, but
I
their
put them
quarterback
lower
situation was
because
absolutely horrendous.
You see the situation they're in right now. Tyreek Hill wants out, but then the next day he wants to
Wow.
stay. So who knows?
So this is where
Taking drama out of it.
But taking drama out of it and who they are at their primes, yes, this is very dominant. They're both amazing receivers.
exactly.
Jalen Waddle's a very solid number 2, and Tyreek Hill, when he's on it and
Is one of the top
has
receivers
his
in the NFL.
head out of his ass, one of the best receivers, period.
So we're at number 6.
Yep.
Yeah,
For my 6th selection and my 6th ranking spot, I went Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams.
they're on my list.
And I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Nah.
I don't have them on my list.
Nah.
They're on my
this
list,
is why I
but-
want to keep it blind because
Yeah.
I knew one of us would forget.
I forgot about Justin Jefferson, but
I don't know how. he
yeah,
did
I don't know
that.
how I did that.
But I don't know
either.
how I didn't. How did I forget Tyreek Hill when he's at his best?
Yeah.
Because he had a down year.
But this is when that kind of stuff happens. So I mean, I'm not surprised that I forgot.
My number 6 would be Debo Samuel and Terry McLaurin.
Okay,
Fair
so
enough.
you had them on your list.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool. All right,
All
next 7.
Number 7, I had Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison
There
Williams.
it is. I was curious if anyone was gonna have them on their list. So for my number 7, Dom, you're gonna like this. I went Cooper Kupp and JSN. I'm serious. If Cooper Kupp plays to the level that we've seen in the past and stays healthy, and JSN just takes another step from last year, they're gonna be at least a top 10, top 12 duo in this year's league in the season coming up.
That is also my number 7 would be JSN and Cooper Kupp.
Cool. So we're at the same ranking for that. We had a lot of the same so far.
Yeah.
All right, Nick.
All right.
8.
8, I got DK Metcalf and George Pickens at 8.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this is a fair spot for them because
I
we
see
haven't
it.
seen them play together. We
Yeah.
don't know how that's going to gel.
It's questionable.
So you're not gonna think my number 8 is a safe, good pick then.
Mine's Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I dropped them number 8.
So at 8, I went Drake London and Darnell Mooney.
Okay. So
That's
now we're
where I
kind of
put
just
them.
mixing up our list now.
Exactly. 9. Wow, we're getting there quick.
Yeah.
Come on,
9, I have Terry McLaurin and Debo Samuel.
So I went DK Metcalf, George Pickens at 9 because, like you said, we don't know how it's
Yeah.
going to go. We know that George Pickens is not consistent and has behavioral issues, and same with DK Metcalf not always being involved with the team he's on. So I think that both potential-wise, great. In terms of what we're going to get, that's up in the air.
And I dropped A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith down to number 9.
All right. And then number 10.
I have Puka and Devontae Adams.
I have Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams.
This kid. So for the number 10th spot, this is where I went. Scary Terry. I lied. I'm saying that because of what I just read. For the 10th spot, I went Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. That was my 10. I'm not reading that out. You want me to?
No.
You sure?
No.
If you want to.
Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams was my number 10.
All right, boys, that was our top 10 duo ranking. Wide receiver duo rankings. I was thinking Fortnite for a second. I had duos in my mind. But that was our duo wide receiver. I'll say tandems. That was our top 10 wide receiver tandems right now going into the next season. I cannot believe I forgot Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
It is what it is.
I can't believe he forgot.
You know where I'd
Justin
put them?
Jefferson.
I'd put them at 8 over Jake London.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I knew you'd like that. All right, Nick. Here's the specialty
The
segment.
primetime segment here.
What'd you call it? Either Dion what? Or Neon Dion?
Neon Dion.
Here we go.
You ain't never heard nobody calling that?
Nah, primetime. That's all.
Okay,
I've
let's
heard.
go. Introduce it. Keep
all
on
I've
my
heard.
heels.
Dom's got work in the morning.
I do. Let's go.
So, for our primetime segment this week, I'm going to be testing Dom on his general NFL knowledge. Now,
Great.
a lot of these questions are Seahawks based. I'll give you
Okay.
that. So, we'll see. We'll see how this
He's
goes.
nervous. He's
Some of
nervous.
them are a layup. Some of them are iffy.
Okay.
All right, you
Yeah,
ready?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
All right. Number 1, I'm going to give you a layup. Who
Okay.
was the Seahawks starting quarterback in 2015?
Russell Wilson.
Correct. In the 2013 season, the Seahawks won the Super Bowl. Who won the Big Game's MVP award?
Who won the MVP? That was against the Broncos when we blew
Yep.
them out 48-8. Who won the MVP? Oh,
Uh-oh.
God.
Come on, Dom.
I know
This is
who
one of
it
your
is.
layups, buddy.
I know who it is.
Do you know the number or any sort of characteristic of this
I
individual?
know what their face looks like.
Position?
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
no, I don't. I know it once he'll say it. It's just not coming.
Do you want to circle back, or do you want me to tell you the answer?
Just tell me?
Malcolm Smith.
I knew
How, we
that.
talked about this last
Yeah,
3
I know.
weeks.
I know. I knew it. I knew it.
He's crumbling under pressure.
Yeah.
All right, third
All right,
question.
third question. Name one team LaVisca Chenault has played for, and name his position.
This is an inside
You've
joke.
had months and months to
Who the
look
fuck
this
is
guy
LaVisca
up.
Chenault?
Dom,
You can't be
Dom,
serious.
we
Maybe a
have told
Broncos
you.
player?
No.
Name any team he's
No.
ever played for.
He played for the Colorado Buffs, but that's college.
The Lions.
Nope.
The Bucks.
Nope.
The Panthers.
Yes. He was drafted
This
there.
is.
But Dom,
fair
he's a
enough.
Seattle Seahawk. Was a Seattle
He
Seahawk.
played for your team.
We made a joke when you guys released him, and he had just returned a 100-yard kick return for a touchdown.
Oh, I remember that now. Yeah, yeah.
No,
yeah.
he
Oh, yeah,
doesn't.
now he remembers.
I do. 'Cause he did it
remember
at the same time the Broncos did it.
Yes.
Yeah, he did
That's the way you
actually.
remember it.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. All right, fourth question.
Pathetic.
Name one team Stephen Ridley has played for, or optionally name his position.
The only person that comes to my mind is Calvin Ridley.
So
Do you have any guess? Any guess?
Not a
Wild
clue.
guess.
I don't even know
just
who
throw a
that is.
position out there.
Anything.
Wide receiver.
Nope.
No, he's no. He's
He's a skill position.
running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Do you want to guess a team?
The Saints.
Well, he might have. I don't know if he
I'm
did
actually
actually.
curious. Hold on. You
I
might-
feel like he might have.
I feel like that resonates with
Did
the
Dom
Saints.
Cook? Did Dom Cook? He's most known for playing for the Patriots and the Jets.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he played for the Saints.
For some reason, I remember him on the Saints, but whatever. Yeah, Stephen Ridley, most known for playing for the Patriots and the Jets.
Okay.
True or false?
50-50.
Tom Brady has not beaten every team in the league.
False. Tom Brady's beaten every team in the league.
There you go. I'll give you a layup.
No, he played for the Jets, the Lions, the Colts, the Falcons, the Broncos, the Vikings, the Steelers, and the Patriots.
I had a pretty good chance.
I was gonna say, who the hell? I don't think he was on the Saints at any point in time.
I don't remember him playing for all those teams.
I knew
remember
the
him on
Jets.
the
Next
and
Broncos.
question.
Patriots.
Next question.
Which of the following have never played for the Seahawks? A. Marshawn Lynch.
Easy.
B. Jerry Rice. C. Barkevius Mingo.
Who the fuck?
Or D. Vince Wilfork.
I know Jerry Rice never played for the Seahawks.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
That is
That is
incorrect.
incorrect. How do you
Jerry
not know
Rice
that?
played for the Seahawks.
No, he did
Yes,
not.
he did. He dressed during training camp. How'd you not know that?
He played for the Broncos too.
Yes, he did.
I did not know.
And then who
that.
played for the
He played
Raiders?
for the Raiders.
Yeah, it
He
was him
played
too, yeah.
for
He hopped around towards the
the
end.
Niners, obviously.
Oh yeah, Dom, come on, that's a gimme.
I didn't know
That's
that.
one of his odd spots. That's like a good trivia question you get at like a restaurant or something for football.
Do you want to guess again? So now
The
your
Mingo
options
guy.
are
The Mingo guy.
Barkevius Mingo.
Yeah.
He's played for the Seahawks. Patriots legend, Browns legend,
Wow,
Marquise
you
Mingo.
really got you.
The
teasing
answer
me.
is Vince Wilfork.
Yeah, I was
never
gonna say
played
Vince.
for the
Yeah,
Seahawks.
he never. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Which team won the first ever Super Bowl? Super Bowl one.
Oh, this is a
This is an NFL team. You would be right.
Yes, this is
I have a feeling it's the Cowboys, but then the Oilers are popping in my head.
Mm-mm.
Do you want the conference?
I think that's
Yeah.
fair. I think that's fair.
NFC.
I literally have a decoration in my room of every Super Bowl up until the Chiefs and the Niners. The first
one?
Yeah. You've looked at it.
Bart Starr.
Green Bay Packers.
There you
There
go.
That's what it was.
I was gonna say, come on, that's
It
literally-
popped into my head.
Yeah.
Just before Super Bowl III, superstar and Hall of Fame quarterback blank guaranteed a victory for his team.
What's Super
He
Bowl?
was correct. Super Bowl III. Who was the player and what was the team?
Read it again.
Just before Super Bowl III,
Okay.
superstar and Hall of Fame quarterback guaranteed a victory for his team. He was correct. Who was the player and what was the team?
Like John Elway's popping into my head, but I know it's not him.
For Super Bowl III?
Yeah. That's
John
why.
Elway, that old buddy.
Damn.
Super Bowl III.
You should have given him a list to pick from for that, honestly.
Yeah, I should have.
It's too far.
AFC.
Back.
He's not gonna get it.
Yeah.
AFC
I'm gonna
East.
Yeah, maybe we could name you a team.
Name a team.
AFC East.
Think
the
back then.
Dolphins, Bills, Jets, Patriots.
Dolphins are singing to me. Dolphins quarterback.
Don't say Dan Marino.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Is it the Jackasses?
That is the Jackasses.
I knew it.
What's the name?
New York Jets and Joe Namath.
Joe Namath.
Oh,
Broadway Joe.
Broadway. I was just gonna say that. Yeah. That's why I said think back then.
Yeah.
Because the Jets were, they were serious.
Now, question 9, a little more recent. Just name the last 10.
You're almost done, Dom. You're almost there.
Just name the last 10 Super Bowl champions.
Oh, this. All right.
Do you
This is a
want?
clip. Oh no, this is a clip right here.
Okay.
Name the last 10
I got
Super
the fingers
Bowls.
up.
Yeah.
Even if it's the same team, you have to name them more than once.
Name the last 10
Okay,
Super Bowl
so
winners.
we're gonna start this year and
Yep.
we're gonna work our way
3,
back.
Yep.
2, 1, go.
This is not a race. It's not a race.
No, it's not a race. Take your time.
Eagles. Chiefs. Was this the oddball year? No, the Rams were the one after this one. Chiefs won again.
Yep.
Chiefs, because it was a 2-peat. It was gonna be a 3-peat. Then it
I like that you're going
was.
so far.
Then it was the
cooking.
Rams.
Yep.
Then before that, it was the Chiefs again.
Yep.
Ooh, now we're getting back into Uncharted. I'm trying to think, what year would this be? This would be
That would
2020.
be
You
2019,
are-
2020.
yep,
2020. Tom Brady won with the Bucks.
Yep.
Okay, now 2019, year before Tom Brady won. It was Patrick Mahomes won again with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yep. Then that would
3
be
more left.
2018 now.
Come on. The most boring Super Bowl of them all.
13-3 was the final score.
13. Oh, was this also the Rams?
Yes, and
Who won?
who won?
Rams and the...
A wide receiver won Super Bowl MVP.
Dom. 2018. What team was popping then still?
The Patriots.
Yes.
The
There you
Patriots
You
won.
got 2 more.
2 more.
Hey, now we're going back to
Super Bowl 52.
2017.
Yes.
It wouldn't have been the Patriots.
Or what did it have been?
Is it the Patriots again?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Stop fucking with me.
They didn't win, but they were in it.
Yeah. Oh, no, this wasn't 28-3.
I just gave you the dead giveaway. They were in it and didn't win.
Thanks, dipshit. I got to find the other team that played them.
How do you not? If they
Let me
didn't,
give you a hint. You've already named them once.
yeah,
on
you
this
have.
hint.
The
They have a
Chiefs.
famous play.
No.
No,
bro.
Doug
Oh,
Peterson was
oh.
the head coach.
That doesn't help him.
The Falcons?
No, bro.
It
No,
is a
that
bird
was the
team.
year-
It is a bird team.
Dom, they have a special play in the Super Bowl.
You guys are confusing me. What year
Tom
am I
Brady
on?
dropped
You're
a
in
catch
2016,
Yeah,
2017. Or 2018, sorry.
in the
2018.
Super Bowl
technically.
52.
Bro. Oh, my God.
You got no. He's got it. He's got it. You've already named the team on this hand. It has to be an NFC team.
They have so much history with the
Chiefs,
Patriots.
Rams.
Those aren't birds.
Yeah, I know. You got the Seahawks?
Brother, you've already
The
named them
Eagles.
on this hand. The Eagles.
Thank God.
Eagles.
And Super Bowl 51.
That was when the Patriots beat the Falcons.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. 28-3.
Wow, you really were getting me aggravated with the Eagles.
now-
I had to get that.
Your last question. This one's tailored to you.
Oh no, these are the ones that really hurt.
Which NFL head coach is the longest tenured with his current NFL team?
Mike Tomlin. 18
Yes.
seasons, right? 18?
Yeah.
18
yeah.
seasons
It'll be
with
18
the
this year.
Steelers. I knew this one. I knew that one.
There you
Yeah.
go. And you have done it. You've completed the gauntlet of football knowledge.
And I think now we can ask the viewers: does Dom officially have ball knowledge?
I think he did all
You're
right.
supposed to say yes
I
for
think he did
yourself.
all right.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I think I did pretty okay.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
mean,
name players' names for shit. so
Aside
don't
from
ask
the
me to remember
Eagles
that.
slump right there, you got him pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
Quicker than I thought you were going to.
Yeah.
So
It was I only had help on that one.
and not only that, he was put on the spot. I mean, brother didn't know. It was
Yeah, he didn't
coming.
know it was happening.
didn't know
He
we
did
were
not
doing this.
prepare for
He
this
did not
at
know
all.
we were doing this.
It
He
wasn't
thought,
even on the
He
on
thought
the
maybe
list
we had
of-
no segment. Maybe we're gonna stop after the draft or after the ranking. So I mean,
We surprised him, and
yeah,
he stepped
succeeded.
up.
We'll
He
say
stepped up.
succeeded. So, boys, with that is all we have for this week's episode. As usual, if you want to collab or sponsor the Turf Talk podcast, reach us at game.podcast@gmail.com. That is the best way and most professional way we can reach back. And also with that, stay tuned for next week's episode 26, if I'm not mistaken. And stay tuned for more clips and content on social media. So with that, follow everything and join the huddle and join the talk with the Turf Talk podcast.